Chapter 81 Jin Yichuan's Live Broadcast Room. Master Tsunade, it's a great feeling to see you working at Hokage's position. Shizune was busy in the Hokage office, but there was a happy smile on his face. Ever since Tsunade's younger brother and his lover died on the battlefield, he suffered from hyperphobia, and he has been paralyzing himself with gambling and alcohol for a long time. Haven't been working properly. She saw how Tsunade was correcting the document, and she almost burst into tears when she saw that the capable and powerful Sanin Yuhi was back again. Idiot, who would put up with this kind of work if it wasn't for the money? Fourth generation, you can listen to me. If you don't give me money after doing this, I will demolish your office building. Tsunade was furious. The two of them were very busy here. That guy, Bai Su, went to the sofa to enjoy it. She really wanted to throw this guy out, but unfortunately his strength did not allow it. Understood. Work hard, you will be rewarded later. Bai Su yawned and narrowed her eyes slightly, as if she was about to fall asleep. There have been battles every night recently. Uchiha Makoto is not a little girl after all. It is not so easy to deal with after letting go. He actually feels a little sleepy during the day. As for Tsunade, he is very reassured. Speaking of which, Konoha is a family's business. Since the first Hokage Senju Hashirama, the Senju family has always been the most powerful ninja family in Konoha. It's a pity that fate has tricked, causing the Senju family to wither, and now even a male can't be found. In the original plot, Tsunade was the fifth Hokage and the only female Hokage. The most famous medical ninja in the ninja world, after the Fourth Ninja World War, retired and gave up the position of Hokage to Hitaki Kakashi. Jiraiya, Orochimaru, Tsunade, the origins of these three names are very interesting. They all come from the Eastern Ying folk tale, the story of the heroes of Erlei. Among them, Jiraiya is a ninja who can summon giant toads, and he is the heir of a powerful tribe on Kyushu Island. Jiraiya falls in love with Tsunade, a beautiful princess who is good at manipulating slugs, and their antagonist in the story is Orochimaru. Orochimaru is good at summoning poisonous snakes and has poisoned Jiraiya and Tsunade. Tsunade likes to gamble, and there is a word, gambling, on the back of his clothes, but his luck in gambling is very poor, and he is nicknamed, the legendary Big Fat Sheep, by everyone. She is good at using medical ninjutsu and the weird power of the Senju family, extracting a large amount of chakra precisely and meticulously and burning it quickly. Because he hates his old appearance, he uses special medical ninjutsu to disguise himself. Sometimes she pretends to be a 10-year-old loli to avoid creditors. In the Battle of Pain, Tsunade was heartbroken when he learned that his comrade Jiraiya died. But after all, as a Hokage, I can quickly clear my mood. On the one hand, Naruto is arranged to follow the Toda mortal Fukusuo to Mount Myoboku to practice, body to formulate a plan against the enemy. But soon after, Pain's 6 paths suddenly attacked, Konoha was killed and injured everywhere. Tsunade summoned slugs to help, and tried his best to heal the injured ninjas and villagers everywhere. Knock off a Jinchuriki column on the roof when Akatsuki Kakashi is dead through a slug. At this time, he got the information about Pain Heavenly Path, reported by Choji, and soon started a confrontation with Yahiko, whom he knew back then. After Pain Heavenly Path used Almighty Push to destroy Konoha, Tsunade was extremely indignant and wanted to fight him to the death. Naruto arrives in time and protects him from Pain. Ellipsis. On the other hand, the big guys in the chat group saw someone live broadcast, and they entered to watch the fun. Anyway, they are usually in the water group, just now they have something to do. Ding! Join the live broadcast room with the body of a mortal, standing shoulder to shoulder with gods. Ding! Uncle Ying joins the live broadcast room. Ding! Join the live room with Izumi Sagiri. Ding! The owner of Butterfly House joined the live broadcast room. 5D virtual reality world that came with the chat group. They were in an antique room. 3 people in flying fish suits with embroidered spring knives around their waists stood at the table. While the table is covered with going. And Izumi Sagiri. My god. Are those all goings? It's almost blinding my eyes. The gold that Tony gave me last time was sold for a lot of money. I don't have to worry about having nothing to eat. This girl is a dead house. Although she does not leave home, she still needs beautiful clothes, pantyhose, and daily necessities. She dresses up beautifully every day before she starts to create. Uncle Ying, Jin Yiwei. The beginning of these people is not small. But which one is Jin Yichuan? I don't know why the live broadcast is. Butterfly house owner. I feel like I'm showing off my wealth. The money can be used to provide a lot of supplies to the ghost-killing team. With the body of a mortal, standing shoulder to shoulder with gods, these golds only look like tens of kilograms. Is it worth all the fuss? Tony doesn't care about gold very much. As the richest man in the world, he has a principle to make friends. He never sees whether the other party has money or not. Anyway, he has no money himself. Embroidered spring knife world. Oops, I accidentally hit the live switch. After Jin Yichuan noticed that the big guys came in, he secretly complained in his heart, how could he be so reckless? Now it's all exposed, and it's impossible to observe secretly in the group in the future. Everyone is curious. Even if he vowed to be a transparent bottom-level staff member in the dimensional chat group, he couldn't help but fumble around with the group functions. Feel free to stop. This time, the three brothers of Jin Yiwei are together. In addition to the second brother Shen Lian introduced in the previous article, the eldest brother Lu Jiangxing was also present. Business and entered Jin Yiwei. He is loyal and honest, but because of his poor family background, he has not been able to be promoted to 100 households. So Lu Jiangxing took the lead and took over the task of assassinating Wei Zongxian. The new governor of Dongcheng had an order to take Wei Zongxian's head and ensure that he was promoted to 100 households. As for the third brother, it was naturally Jin Yichuan, but he had an indifferent look on his face. This man was born in the rough and full of courage, but unfortunately he was plagued with lung disease. After entering Jin Yiwei, he had been living a life of eating and waiting for death. At this time, a message was refreshed on the public screen. Ding! Bai Su entered the live broadcast room. With the body of a mortal, standing shoulder to shoulder with the gods, wow! The master of the group, who is famous for his martial arts, arrived, and the master of the group just caught up with the wonderful scene. And Izumi Sagiri, Tony, please be normal. Butterfly house owner, hello, lord of the group. Uncle Yang, hello, group leader. Ellipsis. Chapter 82 The Three Brothers of Jin Yiwei. Dog group members, you don't even know how to notify me when you watch the live broadcast, huh? This scene is a bit familiar. Seeing the three brothers Jin Yiwei, Bai Su finally remembered which world this is. There is indeed a hapless ghost named Jin Yichuan. Second brother, where did the money come from? A full 400 taels of going, your annual salary for a general banner is no more than 60 taels of silver. The eldest brother Lu Jiangxing was so angry that he was speechless. No wonder he wanted to examine Wei Zongxian's body last time, but Shen Lian tried his best to stop him. No wonder Zhao Jingzong, the governor of the East Factory, regarded them as a thorn in his side and repeatedly sent people to assassinate them. He never imagined that the traitor turned out to be his sworn brother. Taking Wei Zongxian's bribe means that his future has been completely ruined, and he can no longer be promoted to 100 households. To comfort the old mother at home, he will shine on the lintel. Big brother, Miaotong's side. Needs money. I've also counted it, and I can't make so much in my life as 100 households. The money will be divided between you 200 taels, and the rest will be divided equally between me and the third. Shen Lian has always been a calm person. In Jin Yiwei, he was famous for his martial arts skills and ruthlessness, but now he bows his head and speaks hesitantly. He knows what the position of 100 households means to his elder brother Lu Jiangxing. You traitor, betrayed the imperial court for a mere brothel woman, ITM killed you. Lu Jiangxing was mad, bursting with energy, and punched Shen Lian in the waist and abdomen. Shen Lian felt ashamed, did not dodge at all, and flew out 3 or 4 meters away. If no one stops him, he can really beat his sworn brother to death. Big brother, stop it. Jin Yichuan was anxious when he saw it. He didn't care about closing the live broadcast room. He flew and hugged his eldest brother Lu Jiangxing, and the three were in a mess. And Izumi Sagiri, well, it's exciting. As expected, this kind of punch is better to the flesh. Wait for me to blow up the popcorn. With the body of a mortal, standing shoulder to shoulder with gods. Jarvis, bring me a glass of whiskey. I will be watching a movie in the office today, and I won't go out. Uncle Ying, these three brothers are all good at kung fu. From the Beipai, Lu Jiangxing seems to be a master of Bajiquan. Jin Yichuan. A group of big guys were watching the play next to him. Jin Yichuan felt uncomfortable. Because of distraction, he got 3 more punches and 2 kicks from his big brother, and his nosebleeds were all punched out. When the farce always ends, Lu Jiangxing vented the anger in his heart, beat the 2 brothers to the point of internal injury, and finally began to think about the next path. Now the capital can't stay any longer. If you don't run away after taking Wei Zongxian's bribe, maybe you won't see the sun tomorrow. As the eldest brother, Lu Jiangxing always has to make a statement. He took the initiative to ask, "We will prepare for one night and leave the capital before noon tomorrow. What are your plans in the future?" "I want to accompany Miaotong in the future and find a clean place to live without outsiders to disturb me." Shen Lian spat out blood, and there was a rare trace of tenderness on his face. He guarded the brothel for so many years just to take beautiful women around the world. Although he knew that his heart was wrong, Zhou Miaotong loved a scholar, but I want to impress others with my sincerity. I also met a lovely girl recently, but unfortunately I can't take her away. If this turmoil can pass, she is still willing to wait for me. Jin Yichuan giggled a few times while lying on the ground, then lowered his head in inferiority. He is just a tuberculosis ghost, can he really bring happiness to others? "Brother, what do you want to do in the future?" "I may go to Muma outside the Great Wall. I want to bring my old lady. She hasn't seen the scenery over there." When Lu Jiangxing talked about his ideals, his eyes flickered a little. He had already judged himself. He had to choose a path of self-destruction, for the ideal he insisted on in his heart, and also for the brotherhood. After imagining the future, the 3 of them had to face the reality, and they parted ways since then. Whether they can get rich or not depends on whether they can survive tonight. Until this time, Jin Yichuan didn't have time to deal with the big guys in the group. He cleared his throat and squeezed a flattering smile on his face. "I'm really sorry, big guys, I accidentally clicked on the live broadcast, didn't bother. Shall we rest?" Jie Xiaolun. "No, buddy, your clothes are so handsome. Jin Yiwei is very famous. The ancient Hanfu in the world I live in is all imitations, and there is no such antique taste at all." And Izumi Sagiri. "Ha ha ha, why didn't you chat with everyone after you joined the group? We thought you were new here. As soon as you started the live broadcast, even the group owner came, which proves that you have a high charm value." "Ah." Jin Yichuan. "I came from a humble background. I live in fire and water, and I dare not cause trouble for everyone. I really disturb you today, and I hope the group leader will forgive me." Bai Su. "It's okay, don't put yourself too low. The dimensional chat group is all-encompassing, and in a way, everyone is on the same starting line. The most important thing is that you have to communicate with everyone. Just like if I don't know your identity, how can I count you as dying?" Jin Yichuan. "Brother, don't joke about this kind of thing, okay?" He felt that although he had a little tuberculosis, he had come here for so many years, so he shouldn't be dying so quickly. Recently, he fell in love with a girl in the pharmacy. He has been in the world for many years, and this is the first time he has seen a woman with such a pure heart. He doesn't want to die so early. Jin Yichuan. Is the group owner joking? Bai Su. Kunzi said, "Hurry up, when did I make a joke? You died tonight with arrows piercing your heart, and your elder brother is also very miserable. Forget it, see for yourself." Ding. Bai Su uploaded the memory copy. Embroidered spring knife. Please pay attention to check it. And Izumi Sagiri received your copy. Jie Shaolun has received your copy. Jin Yichuan has received your copy. With the body of a mortal, the gods have received your copy. ... No, why did it become like this? When Jin Yichuan saw his end, his face was ashes. What he hated most was not his own death, but a good girl who was implicated. His feelings for his senior brother were very complicated, and at the last moment he took the initiative to help the other party to block the arrow rain. With the body of a mortal, standing shoulder to shoulder with gods, how do you say it? That Zhou Miaotong is indeed a disaster. If it wasn't for Shen Lian to take bribes from Wei Zongxian in order to redeem Zhou Miaotong, this would not have caused such consequences. And Izumi Sagiri, I feel sorry for Sister Zhou Miaotong. Her father was Shen Lian's mentor, but Shen Lian led a team to raid the house. It's a bloody feud. How can her delicate body resist? Chapter 83 Help. Mrs. Guo. Hey, a woman is beautiful, but she has no strength to protect herself. It is better to be a master in chess, calligraphy and painting. It is better to be a master in martial arts. At least she can live in the rivers and lakes and avoid the fate of being an official prostitute. There is no relationship between Zhou Miaotong and Shen Lian. It is more about mutual need. The person she likes is young Master Yan. Who is young Master Yan? The standard second-generation official plus second-generation rich. Not to mention that she is an official prostitute now, even if her family status is still there, it is very suitable for her to hook up with Mr. Yan. Grandmaster of piano, chess, calligraphy and painting, at least he kept his etiquette, righteousness and honor in mind. So after that, I didn't join the school, but I was still very angry, and I was unwilling to be reduced to a lowly position. On the other hand, Shen Lian climbed up from the bottom. He became Jinyue by personal force and the appreciation of Zhou Miaotong's father. In the end, ungrateful, stepped on the Zhou family and finally won the position of the general flag. From the time he copied Zhou's house, Shen Lian completely lost his personality and became a qualified killing machine. The environment did not allow him to have any personal will, and being able to take care of Zhou Miaotong all the time was the greatest consideration for his personal destiny in the first half of his life. Resisted. Uncle Ying, when one thinks of anger, millions of barriers are opened, everyone has a destiny, can't escape, ruthless is invincible. The strongest man in the world, you're too one-sided, I feel a familiar power in it, everything is so coincidental, just like my ending in the top war. Big brothers, can you point me to a clear path? The actions of the eldest brother and the second brother are all due to the deep obsession in our hearts. The three of us have formed a friendship with Jinlan, and we will have both blessings and difficulties, and we will die without regrets. But Miss Zhang Yan is innocent. She has been wandering around the world for so many years, and she has never owed such a big favor. The group members sighed, saying that Jin Yichuan's heart was even colder. When he thought of his miserable fate, he was ill since childhood, his master left early, and his brother Ten tortured himself. Couldn't help but shed tears. Crying on live broadcast is still the only one in the dimensional chat group. Okay, what are you crying about as a big man? You can't even die if you want to join the chat group. Jin Yichuan encountered a hurdle tonight, can the big guys have a way to solve it? Bai Su saw that the joke was a bit too big. Even a character like Whitebeard can change his fate, not to mention Jin Yichuan. He directly threw this question to the group members, indicating that everyone should not keep it, and should contribute. Jin Yichuan is different from Whitebeard. The world he lives in is low in force and has no good treasures, but he is a member of the group after all, so he can't just watch him die. Uncle Ying, I'll give you a prescription, and then you can get the medicine yourself. The medicine prescribed by the old doctor's office will not only not work, but will also delay your condition. Jin Yichuan's lung disease is very serious. This boy's martial arts skills are more superb than his senior brother, but due to physical reasons, his strength can only be used to half, so he ended up with an ordinary ending. Uncle Ying has traveled all over the world for decades, and a prescription cannot be found easily. Unfortunately, he is a warm-hearted person but cannot heal himself. Butterfly house owner. I will teach you a breathing method, called the breath of insects. If you practice it properly, you can greatly improve your physical fitness. Even if there are no ghosts in your world, it is still very useful. In the world of Ghost Slayer's Forbearance, the breathing method is a rare exercise. It is divided into 5 basic schools and has a wide variety of moves. For example, there are 10 basic types of water breathing. Because it is suitable for beginners, it is the easiest among the 5 schools. Acquired is also the breathing method with the most derived genres. There are many swordsmen who use the breath of water, which can change freely like flowing water, and can use the opponent's attack to randomly change the situation at the time to slash the neck of the ghost. Insect's breath is derived from flower's breath, which is derived from water breath, and is carried forward by Butterfly Ninja. She has become an insect Jinchuriki column by relying on this. With the body of a mortal, standing shoulder to shoulder with gods, since the group leader has spoken, I can't hide my clumsiness. This is the latest battle armor I developed. I will give you one for free. There should be no rivals in China. Ding! With the body of a mortal, the first generation mecha arc is rewarded with the gods. This generation of mecha has been fully formed. It is Tony Stark's proud work. The material is the latest alloy, and even the cannonball can't be broken. In a martial arts world, there is no shadow of technology at all. The future mecha will definitely shine. And Izumi Sagiri, well, the bosses have all sent gifts, but I'm just a mortal, so please send my blessings. Be sure to rescue the beloved girl Ao. Come on. Thank you everyone, I'm going to change my destiny. Thanks to the group owner for taking care of me. Jin Yichuan really can't repay it. I swear here that I will repay the group owner well in the future. Jin Yichuan knew that the group members were looking after Bai Su's face to take care of him, and he couldn't be more moved. Unlike other group members, he had no use value at all for Bai Su, but even so, he was not given up. Be loyal to Bai Su. After getting the equipment, he ran directly to the hospital. It was still dark, and when he arrived, he happened to meet the senior brother Ding Shu who came to ask for his life. Huh, you came here before it got dark. Are you so anxious to die? Someone paid a lot of money to buy your life, and they are willing to pay for it. I'm thinking, anyway, I'm going to kill you in the future. It's better to hit the sun if you choose a day. Let's go tonight. Ding Shu originally wanted to kill the old medical center first, but Jin Yichuan preempted him. The medical center deliberately prescribed the wrong prescription to Jin Yichuan, but he found out secretly. Although he hated his junior brother very much, he couldn't bear others hurting him. Pray, senior brother, don't be obsessed. I have to change my destiny by myself. I have to take my brothers out of the capital tonight. Come with you too. After reading the copy of memory uploaded by Bai Su, Jin Yichuan's perception of his senior brother changed a lot. In fact, the two recognized each other in their hearts, but for some reasons, there was no communication, and the misunderstanding became deeper and deeper. Not only will he be in danger tonight, but his 2 sworn brothers are in very poor condition. He must race against time to change all this, so he can't delay here for too long. Change your destiny. Delusion. Your destiny is to be hunted by me, accept it. Ding Shu felt that this junior brother still had a tone of teaching him to this day. Chapter 84 and Izumi Sagiri. I make a deal with the group owner. How does this mecha work? Jin Yichuan received Tony Stark's gift, but he didn't understand how the mecha should operate. After a few onslaughts from Ding Shu, he was in danger and almost fell to the ground. Yichuan. Zhang Yan ran out despite the dissuasion of the medical center. Her sweetheart was in danger, and she felt that her heart was in her throat. Humph. Children are long in love, but heroes are short-lived. I will send you a pair of mandarin ducks to hell. Ding Shu jumped high, and the long knife in his hand fell with the force of slicing Mount Washan. With Jin Yichuan's skill and physical condition, he could never stop this blow. But in the next second, something unexpected happened. Crack! A dark Yui-colored mecha part appeared on Jin Yichuan's arm, and Dingshu's long knife slashed on it and broke. The material of this mecha is the top alloy in the Marvel world, and the shells can't be shattered, not to mention Dingshu's weapons. Teach him a lesson. Jin Yichuan thought so in his heart. An alloy fist suddenly flew out and punched Dingshu head-on. You use a hidden weapon. You deceive. Dingshu only felt that his eyes were staring at the stars, the sky was spinning, and he fell to the ground. Ordinary boxing skills were no match for technology. Chasing 10 school beauties this year, so easy to use. Mechas are indeed a man's dream. And Izumi Sagiri. Mecha is also a girl's dream, okay. Tony, can you give me one too? Hey. With the body of a mortal, standing shoulder to shoulder with gods, cough cough. Let me introduce, this mecha is equipped with a brand new weapon system, which can easily destroy a legion, and the size of the mecha can be adjusted automatically, so that you can keep it in the fierce battle. A comfortable body temperature is priced at 1,000 points, and members of the chat group can buy it at a 100% discount, only 100 points. Tony Stark began to work as a salesman. The most important currency in the chat group is points. With his wealth, he can manufacture such mechas in batches, but points are too difficult to obtain. For a mission of the top level of war, if there is no protection from a big guy like Baisu, he will go in rashly and fear that he will fall in minutes. If you want to quickly improve your strength, just relying on mecha is too slow. After the big guys returned from the top war, they all discussed the wonderful functions of the Dao Enlightenment function, as well as the more magical Dao Furnace function, which made people itch. The strongest man in the world, Gulaulala. I have sailed at sea for so many years, and this is the first time I have seen a profiteer like Tony. A mecha is worth 1,000 points. Do you know how difficult it is to get points? No wonder you to be the richest man in the world is indeed a gift. Quote. In the war on the top, Whitebeard and others were born and died, but they only got 1,500 points. It took 1,000 points for one enlightenment, which made his shock fruit directly awaken. Now his combat power is much stronger than before. Butterfly house owner. Profit merchants, this price is too expensive. Who else can afford it except for the group owner? All the other bigwigs have enough points, okay. Butterfly Shinobu fell in love with this mecha at a glance. Jinchuriki column may not need it, but if all the ordinary members of the ghost-killing team are equipped with this kind of equipment, the mortality rate will be greatly reduced. And Izumi Sagiri, can it be cheaper? With the body of a mortal, standing shoulder to shoulder with gods, 100 points is really low. This is the latest synthetic metal, extracted from the meteorite. And Izumi Sagiri, 50 points for a set, don't be silly. Ding. And Izumi Sagiri sent an exclusive Yuhi bag, with the body of a mortal, the gods can receive it. Within 2 minutes, a brand new mecha appeared in the boudoir with Izumi Sagiri. This mecha was custom-made pink according to her requirements, and the face was much softer. It looked quite kawaii. She opened the package, picked an angle, took a selfie, and posted it to the group, which immediately attracted the attention of the big guys. And Izumi Sagiri, selfie.jpg, the delivery is very fast, and it has a very metallic texture. It is not ordinary at first glance. Tony, give you a 5-star praise. With the body of a mortal, standing shoulder to shoulder with gods. By the way, how did you get your points? I remember you never participated in the mission. And Izumi Sagiri, the group leader gave it. The group leader is the richest person in our group, and you can make a deal with him. Make a deal. These words are too ambiguous, it is easy to think of unspoken rules and the like, and Izumi Sagiri is youthful and attractive, Baisu is handsome, maybe it really sparks some sparks. Butterfly house owner, make a deal. Mr. Baisu, what are you interested in? Can we make a deal? With the body of a mortal, standing shoulder to shoulder with gods, damn it. Animals. Even a little lowly like Izumi Sagiri will not let go. I take the liberty to ask, Lord of the group, do you think I can do it? All postures can be. By Sue. I didn't expect that Izumi Sagiri and Izumi would sell themselves so quickly. The key transaction content between the two cannot be made public. Do you still want his image as the group leader Wei Guangjung? Ding. With the body of a mortal, he was banned from speaking for 1 hour on par with a god. In the Marvel world, Tony was so depressed that he vomited blood. Although he earned 50 points, he was still not happy. Why did he work so hard to research scientific and technological achievements to get points? The girls in the group and the group leader are almost enough. Bai Su, don't misunderstand everyone. Please ask yourself, how could I be that kind of person? Jay Shaolun, are you right? At Chase 10 School Beauties this year. Chasing 10 School Beauties this year. I can testify that Brother Bai has no interest in women at all. This matter is absolutely true. If it is false, it will be struck by lightning. Jay Shaolun was in a hurry and jumped out and swore that this time, the pool was completely mixed up, and even Bai Su's sexual orientation became a mystery. Mrs. Guo, I'm not interested in women. Could it be that the group owner is good at Longyang? Why do I feel that Tony's chances are much better? And Izumi Sagiri, ha 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 ha. I can't stop laughing. Shaolun, you are so talented, the group owner probably hates you to death. Well, this time I couldn't wash it completely, so Bai Su simply left the live broadcast room to shut himself up. It happened that he was too tired these past few nights. He was lying on the sofa in Hokage's office and began to wander. In the world of embroidered spring knife, Jin Yichuan was assisted by a battle armor, which completely changed his destiny. Originally, 2 of the 3 brothers would be in the capital tonight, but they managed to escape. But after this incident, the court unexpectedly did not pursue it. After the disturbance calmed down, he dared to return to the capital to continue serving as a small flag officer of the Beijun Fusi Division. One day I can participate in battlefield missions like the big guys in the group, and I will be all-powerful. Chapter 85 Bet with Tsunade. Bai Su was closing his eyes and resting, suddenly feeling the light outside dimmed. He opened his eyes helplessly, and he saw a pair of huge evils blocking his face. Tsunade put his hands on the sofa and stopped him in the middle, a pair of booming look. This woman wears less clothes, the charm will skyrocket several times, and Tsunade who takes off her coat, looking at the whole Konoha, there is not a single one who can fight. 4th generation, get up. I've finished my work, hurry up and transfer the money in the vault to me. Tsunade's patience with this man has reached the limit. The last time he peeked at her taking a bath, he told himself about the will of fire in a condescending manner. It turns out that the will of fire is lying on the sofa in Hokage's office and sleeping. What are you in a hurry? This sofa is too soft to sleep at all, and I don't know why Sandemu didn't change it sooner. Let's do it. How about we bet a game? If you lose, I'll give you money and set you free. If you lose, the day-to-day work of the Hokage office will be handed over to you, and I'll pay you a salary. Bai Su slowly got up from the sofa and stretched. If Tsunade didn't take a step back, his head would hit the mountain. What did you say? It was agreed at the beginning that you will pay after you finish the work. You are a dignified 4th-generation Hokage, and you even cheat on women. Tsunade's eyes widened. She thought she was shameless enough, but she didn't expect to meet a complete scoundrel today, and let one of her dignified Sanin be the office secretary. Did this person not wake up? Are you afraid? In fact, it's normal to be afraid. After all, I will win if I close the bet. If you are really powerful, you won't be chased to the brink of Konoha by the casino. Tsunade's talent from the beginning, and now how can he let him go so easily? Konoha was originally the family business of the Senju family, and Tsunade, as the orthodox successor, is also responsible for presiding over affairs in Hokage. Who are you afraid of? I'll tell you, I have the title of a gambling saint outside, tell me. What do you want to bet on? How could Tsunade endure the provocation of others? Bai Su's light sentence made her bite Kiba's teeth and almost smashed the sofa with one punch. Again, Tsunade-sama, can you think about the actual situation? Shizune slapped his forehead with a slap. He really couldn't do anything about Tsunade's character. How could he so easily agree to Baisu's proposal? Baisu is the patriarch of the Uchiha clan, resourceful, and possessing absolute strength. She really can't think of how Tsunade could win. Tsunade, don't worry, I'm free. What do you want to bet on? How about strength? If you can suppress me with absolute strength, I can pay for the money myself. Baisu has a harmless smile on his face. Several achievements about Tsunade can be done now. At present, the achievements of Konoha Ninja Village have been brushed by him. If you want to sprint to 1,000 achievements, you need to get out. Konoha will do. Ow, it's interesting. It's the first time I've met such an arrogant man. I hope you won't let me down. Tsunade also laughed. Part of her magical power is acquired, and part is innate. As a descendant of the Senju family, although she does not have a master Mokudan wood style, she is born with a strange power that concentrates chakra on a certain part of her body. After 3 parts, you can easily destroy a building. Last time, she accidentally got into Sharingan's demonic illusion, and she has been brooding since then. This time, she finally sees the opportunity. She has to take a good look at the shame and give this 4th generation Hokage a little color. Then come with me. Baisu didn't delay, and brought Tsunade to a nearby special practice place. In front of a table made of boulders, the two set up their postures, and Shizune acted as the referee. Start. Order. Tsunade's body rose up with golden energy. After the strange force was activated, the boulders cracked inch by inch. Even the ground under their feet could not bear the force. Huge cracks spread all around, and they were infected in the blink of an eye. Hundreds of meters away. Isn't it? Can you even resist Tsunade-sama's monster power? As expected of the man who killed 3 generations of Raikage, he surpassed the tailed beast with his own strength. Seeing this stalemate, Shizune opened his mouth slightly in shock. Bystander Ching, from her point of view, Tsunade has basically used all his strength, and Baisu seems to be able to do it with ease. Looking at other places from time to time, it doesn't look like he is going to lose at all. Aren't the Uchiha clan's bloodstained only limited by Sharingan? I've never heard of them possessing supernatural powers. This subtle way of using chakra should only be known by the medical ninja Tsunade. After observing for a while, she realized that the match was doomed from the start, and when Tsunade was exhausted, it was time to lose the match. Have you tried your best? To be honest, but in terms of strength, you have reached the peak of cage level, but unfortunately you have met me, a super shadow. Baisu's hand added a little bit of strength, and the table made of boulders cracked and turned into powder. Tsunade encountered unmatched strength, and he could only watch his hand pressed on the table. I actually lost. You are such a strange guy. Even though Sharingan's effect is so powerful, you still go to great lengths to use the master's strange power. But I tell you, it's absolutely impossible for me to go to Tenten to stay in the Hokage office. I have my own business to do, and help you for a month at most. Tsunade didn't leave immediately. She still had to work on the surface. She wanted to stabilize Baisu first, and when the opportunity came, she sold the 2 of them directly, and she could go anywhere in style. It doesn't matter, you will know more in a month. Believe me, you are more comfortable with Hokage's daily work than anyone else. After you like this position, I will recognize you as the 5th generation of Hokage and carry forward the will of fire. Baisu looked at the new achievement he had just obtained and said with a smile. His main mission is to become a big boss in the ninja world, but now that he sees a wider world, he wants to travel to more places and take adventures, and the affairs in the Konoha village are destined to be unable to restrain him. Ding! Since you have greatly changed the plot of the embroidered spring knife world, you will be rewarded with 200 points. Okay, only 200 points. Didn't it all start with 500 points? It is estimated that Jin Yichuan's strength is too low, and this is also a time when there is no way. Not everyone has the combat power of the 4 emperors. At this time, the points of Shuchun Dao were received. Jin Yichuan changed the fate of death, and also rescued the two sworn brothers by the way. Chapter 86 Pure Brotherhood. By the way, go and pack the medicine chest, come with me, and see a patient. Finally, he stabilized Tsunade, and it is necessary to maximize the value of this woman. Although Whitebeard has awakened the ability of the fruit, the pain still accompanies him. As the strongest medical ninja in the Hokage world, Tsunade may have a solution. Do you think I'll agree? Sorting out the information for you is the biggest concession. I'm no longer a medical ninja, and I won't treat anyone. Tsunade folded his arms, raised his snow-white neck, and gave Baisu a disdainful look. She is the granddaughter of the original Hokage, one of the Sannin famous in the Hokage world, not a stinky part-timer. How can anyone be sent at will? Well, I don't think you need to prepare anything, Shizune, go back first. We'll come when we go. Baisu is not asking for this woman's opinion. The gambling money she owes is enough to cover the tax of a small country for a year. If she doesn't do some work, should she be an ancestor to pay for it? Hey, what are you doing? Don't carry my collar. I warn you, this princess has a limit. Tsunade wanted to resist at first, but Baisu directly hugged her in his arms, feeling the strong, fierce, male-specific aura, which made her instantly ashamed of Yuhi's face. She usually looks carefree, but she is actually an unmanned woman. After experiencing life and death on the battlefield, she has lived the life of a gambler, and has not been in such close contact with a man for a long time. Fourth generation Hokage, Sama, please let go. Shizune looked anxious from the side. She didn't know how to resist Hokage's will. She wanted to come forward to help, but was pushed away by a gust of wind. When she raised her head again, she was shocked to find a huge golden portal appeared above the heads of the two. The moment the golden portal opened, she found a pitch-black Uzumaki inside. One more look, as if even her soul would be sucked away. Time and space ninjutsu, bastard. It's impossible to open this kind of portal randomly. Do you want to take me to drift into the unknown space? After experiencing a brief period of confusion, Tsunade immediately recognized the meaning of this portal, and couldn't help but change his face. In the Hokage world, Psychics is also a time-space ninjutsu, which can summon people who have signed a contract from a different space. Biological warfare. But spiritualism cannot be used in reverse. If the other party does not have definite coordinates, it is likely to enter a completely unknown space. Even if the cage-level powerhouse is unlucky, it will also fall. Don't worry, I'll take you to see. Hurry up. Baisu laughed loudly, took Tsunade into the portal, and disappeared. After the storm subsided, Shizune took a long time to recover. What the hell is that door? Why does it have such a sacred aura? The chakra on me just now couldn't be condensed. She waited in place for a while, and found that her ability could not solve this matter at all, and even Tsunade and the others could not be determined, so she ran to the residence of the third generation, and now she can only rely on the old man to call the shots. Pirate World. Whitebeard sat on the deck with a huge piece of ham in his hand and a sea bowl the size of a bathtub with rum in it. Suddenly, the sky changed color, the wind and clouds were in full swing, lightning and thunder, and a golden portal descended over the Moby Dick with an extremely sacred atmosphere. What is that? Haki, could it be that one of the four emperors has come here? The captain of the first team frowned. He found that many crew members fainted because they couldn't bear the pressure. This pressure was stronger than the haki of the four emperors. Even he was a little unbearable. What he couldn't understand at this level, only Whitebeard could feel it in the audience. Gu la la la. It's an honor for the group owner to come here. Do you mind if I turn on the live broadcast? Whitebeard let out a loud laugh. Because there was no control, Haki shook the surrounding sea area and set off a tsunami with a height of 1,000 meters. After everything subsided, there were two more people on the deck. It was Baisu and Tsunade. Ding! Whitebeard started the live stream. Entered the live room with Izumi Sagiri. This year, Chasing 10 School Flowers entered the live room. The owner of Butterfly House entered the live room. entering the live broadcast room with the body of a mortal, standing shoulder to shoulder with gods. Most of the group members have regarded the water group as an important part of their lives, so as soon as the live broadcast started, everyone rushed in quickly. And Izumi Sagiri, wow. It's rare that Father Whitebeard has a live broadcast, huh? Master Baisu is also there. There is another one. Oh my god. It's so big. I really want to meet her. This girl has an occupational disease. As a book cartoonist, the most exciting thing for her is to study the body proportions of various girls, so sometimes she will invite girls of different types to the boudoir and put on a reality show. The girl's face is full of yuhi, and it's not over. Butterfly house owner. Jay Shaolun, didn't you say that the group owner is not interested in women? Why do you need to bring one to visit Whitebeard? Chasing 10 school beauties this year. I believe that Brother Bai and this girl are pure brothers. Why don't you give me a hug? Sister Butterfly, don't you have this kind of etiquette in your world? With the body of a mortal, standing shoulder to shoulder with gods, Shaolun. I admire your ability to talk nonsense with your eyes open. In the future, you can consider taking a sales job, as long as you have thick skin and find someone to get the resources. The annual salary is 100 yuan. $10,000 is not a problem. Quote. Bastard, let me go. Where is this place? Isn't it the world of psychic beasts? Tsunade was swayed by Baisu's breath, and her whole body was soft. After seeing so many people on the deck, she was so angry that she bit Baisu and finally pulled the distance between the two. She let go of her perception and found that there was an endless ocean around, and there were many ships nearby with flags of skulls hanging on the flagpoles. This group of people looked like professional pirates. The terrifying amount of chakra is much more terrifying than the tailed beast. After looking around, she focused her eyes on Whitebeard, took 2 steps back, and leaned against Baisu. A random leak of haki can cause the sea to roar, and she has never seen such a level of existence in the world of Hokage. Back then, Hanzo of the Salamander, who is known as a demigod, couldn't even compare to a toe. Whitebeard, long time no see. And the big guys in the chat group, this is Princess Tsunade, a very powerful doctor, who came here to examine you. Baisu patted Tsunade on the shoulder, signaling her not to be nervous. Chapter 87 Break Through the Demons. This time, it takes a lot of points for the transmission cost of 2 people. For the safety of the group members, Baisu is willing to spend money. Hello, my name is Edward Nougat, the captain of the Whitebeard Pirates. Whitebeard held out a big hand to Tsunade. He had the blood of a giant, and his hand was half the size of an adult's body. The contrast was quite different. Ah, hello. Baisu, give me an explanation quickly, where is this? I don't remember such a sea area on the map, nor the Whitebeard Pirates. Tsunade simply shook hands with Whitebeard. It was a completely unfamiliar world to her. Assuming that there was a number 1 character like Whitebeard in Hokage, she had no reason not to know. Whitebeard's strength may have surpassed Cage level, an absolute ocean overlord. If he landed, maybe the establishment of Konoha village would not be so easy. Baisu, didn't you recognize the time-space ninjutsu I used? This is a different dimensional space, just like the wet ancient forest. The difference is that there are no immortals here. They are all human beings like us. Did you originally have coordinates in a different dimension space? Who are you? Who are you? Looking at the calm expression on Baisu's face, Tsunade felt that the worldview had been changed. This matter is definitely not that simple. It is not so easy to travel to other dimensions. I am afraid that the legendary 6 Paths Immortal can't do it. Although Jiraiya can enter the Holy Land of the Toad Immortal, it is also successful because the Holy Land has many similarities with the Hokage world. Baisu, Princess Tsunade, I'll explain these things to you later. Can you help my friend see a doctor first? The patient you're talking about. Is that him? How can someone whose aura is enough to trigger a tsunami? Tsunade was very surprised. Whitebeard gave her the feeling that she was stronger than a tailed beast. How could a body like a diamond be sick? However, after a careful inspection, she finally found something wrong and couldn't help frowning. The development of this body is too high, resulting in accelerated aging of organs. His many years of pirate career have overdrawn his vitality more than once, and it is a miracle that he can survive until now. Doctor, can you cure my father's illness? Please, he is the hope for all of us. The captain of the first team, Marco, saw that Tsunade's condition was not bad at all, and his face couldn't help showing a look of surprise. Tsunade was the one brought by Baisu, maybe he really had special abilities. I don't have the means to make up for my vitality. I can delay Whitebeard's aging through surgery, but I'm no longer a medical ninja. I'm sorry, but there's nothing I can do. A trace of sadness flashed across Tsunade's pretty face. She suffered from hyperphobia because of the death of her relatives and friends. As long as she saw blood, she would feel powerless, and she even fell into a sluggish state, unable to even stand. Baisu, how can you be so unconfident in yourself? You are the best medical ninja in the country of fire. You just suffered a little setback. It's good to get out of your own level. Even if I don't have fear of blood, I still can't heal Whitebeard. The operation consumes too much chakra, and my current state is not enough. Tsunade shook her head. She didn't want to give up her ninja career unless she had to, but she was really helpless. The death of her relatives and friends had dealt a huge blow to her. If one's psychological energy was exhausted, problems would arise. Can't save themselves. Chakra, isn't there still me? Lend my power to you and squander as much as you like. A confident smile flashed across Baisu's mouth. His current strength has far exceeded the limit of the Hokage world. Even 10 tails are nothing in front of him. He put his hand on Tsunade's back and put his own power as lent to each other. This is. The golden chakra energy set off Tsunade like a god. She felt that there was a sun behind her, which could illuminate the boundless darkness. Sir Baizu's strength is beyond compare. You all step back. Please Lord Tsunade heal me. Whitebeard couldn't help but sighed. Back then, in the war on the top, they couldn't break through the blockade of Marine headquarters with their strength. Thanks to Baisu covering the sky with one hand, the Marine headquarters was wiped off the map with just one move. Now that the balance between Marine and pirates has been broken, Marine Admiral has been sucked into planetary devastation. Life and death are unknown, perhaps this will become the fuse of a more terrifying war. Tsunade began to calm down and operated on Whitebeard. She condensed the golden chakra into the shape of a scalpel and began a series of precise operations. Whitebeard suffered from severe cardiovascular disease at the age of 72 due to frequent overdraft of his vitality. Cervical spondylosis etc. 3 hours later. Aging is irresistible, but if you pay attention to self-cultivation, you should be able to live for a long time. Tsunade finally completed the operation. Thanks to the blessing of golden chakra energy, the completion of this operation is very high, at least it can guarantee that he will not have to live on a ventilator every day in the future. Thank you Princess Tsunade. Thank you Lord Baisu. I feel much better now. No wounds were left on Whitebeard's body. Tsunade's sage art can heal the wounds, and she can connect the broken limbs with her bare hands. Very good, if you have enough points in the future, you can break through the current state, and your body will become stronger and able to resist aging. In our group, Jie Shaolun is the 3rd generation divine body, and the Shoyuan is measured in eternal. I think over time, as long as the luck is not too bad, everyone should be immortal. Baisu nodded. His vision was right. Tsunade's medical skills were enough to treat Whitebeard's condition, and as for the overdrawn vitality, it would naturally make up for it if his strength improved in the future, or if he found a suitable medicine in a higher world. With the body of a mortal, standing shoulder to shoulder with gods, what? Lifespan above eternal, how can that kid Jie Shaolun possess the power of gods? Butterfly house owner. Eternal life or something. It's really scary. Shouldn't we all die of old age? Jie Shaolun will still live alone. It's a bit balanced in my heart when I think about it. Chasing 10 school beauties this year. I don't know much about super genes, but after I took the opportunity to get enlightenment last time, I found that I have a pair of black wings behind me. Although I can fly, it's a bit strange. Weird. Chapter 88 The Most Perfect Male Angel. Black wings. It seems that the angel gene in your body has been activated, and you have a good groping. You are a sword that cuts through fear and is a trump card used to fight against ultimate fear. By the way, what's going on at Super Seminary? At this year Chasing 10 School Flowers. Bai Su raised his eyebrows. Jie Shaolun's progress was obvious. The power of the Silver River was created by the joint efforts of Angel Civilization and Super Seminary. Eternal, the Heavenly Blade King Geisha, the Heavenly King Lianbing, and the Heavenly King Hexi led the Legion to overthrow the rule of the Heavenly Palace and chase the male angel to the edge of the universe. Since then, there are only women left in the Angel Civilization. Angels will select the best women from major civilizations and become angels through the reincarnation ceremony. In order to create the most perfect male angel, the power of the Silver River was born. Comparatively speaking, the Super God Universe is more valuable for Bai Su to explore. The Super God Universe has a high level of combat power. For example, the god Geisha, the main god of the angel civilization, created a sacred body, which has almost reached the point of immortality, and immortality requires a supernova explosion to destroy it. But the sacred atoms can locate each other. In theory, as long as there is enough time, the sacred body can be reunited and resurrected again. He felt that he had to find time to go to the Super God Universe to do more planning. The big chrysanthemum over Juxia City was a sign that angels and demons would come to the earth at the same time. Now he is also qualified to fight with the main gods in the universe. Wrist. In their continued research, many wise men have found that the genetic code is still just a piece of conceptual data in the end. Although this amount of data is huge, they can be recorded, saved and recreated. Holy Geisha was the first to comprehend the super genetic code and applied it to the few angel warriors and himself. This is the ultimate eternity. The code can be scattered anywhere in the universe and can be regenerated as long as there is an equivalent amount of energy and matter. However, this belongs to the ultimate secret of civilization. Neither Geisha nor anyone in the angel race has announced this technology to the public. In other words, the outside world does not know where the so-called eternity of angels comes from. Geisha believes that he belongs to the main creature, that is, the dominant creature of the universe, and those so-called voids, the invisible and unknowable things that do not exist, locate the secondary creatures, that is, they do not belong to this visible mainstream world. Despite this, Geisha did not deny the existence of void, so Geisha was still researching void, and achieved great results. She successfully armed 3 warriors with sub-biological engines. However, the engine was not turned on directly, but permission was set, because even the divine body, the heart, could not withstand the radiation impact of the secondary biological engine. Therefore, Geisha designed it to passively open after the heart stops beating. Chasing 10 School Beauties this year. Super Seminary. Sounds a bit familiar. By the way, the gangster who fought with me last time, Lu Chuang, seems to have gone to school after he got out of the game, and his name is Chao. Seminary. Isn't Super Seminary a school? Is there anything special about it? Jie Shaolun had never really met anyone from the Super Seminary. He thought that the Super Seminary was a specialized college. After all, it was a bit difficult for someone like Lu Chuang to get him into a good university. Bai Su taught Chiangwei a lesson last time. After receiving the report, Dukao was a little bit jealous. He was going to observe Jie Shaolun for a while to see which faction was eyeing Jie Shaolun. They will not leave the power of the Silver River alone, and they will definitely extend an olive branch to Jie Shaolun again when they find that the danger is over. Bai Su, I can't explain the origin of the Super Seminary in a sentence or two. I will find you another day. It should be almost time to calculate the time. I will show you the angels and demons. At this year Chasing 10 School Beauties. And Izumi Sagiri, angel. Does that kind of creature really exist? Jay Shaolun is really unusual. No wonder the lord of the group will go to the bureau to find him. Butterfly house owner. It sounds like Jay Shaolun's world is not peaceful. If it can attract the attention of the group owner, the opponent may be much more difficult than the ghost. With the body of a mortal, standing shoulder to shoulder with the gods. Last time I went to war, I found out that Jay Shaolun is extraordinary. This kid's body strength is beyond imagination, more terrifying than the hardest alloy in the universe I have ever seen. That Sengoku the Buddha almost hit him on the head to death. Chasing 10 school beauties this year. Brother Bai is coming. Well, I'll wait for you. Let's have a good drink. Jay Shaolun murmured in his heart for a while, although he has already participated in the war on the top, but after so many years as a young man in the city, he still likes a quiet and peaceful life. Plus skipping classes and going online is enough. It's really hard for him to imagine what the chaos will be like when angels and demons appear in this world. Unfortunately, he can't protect this world with his own strength. He only hopes that Baisu can stop all this. Pirate world. Hey, how long are you going to stay here? You should know the way back, right? Tsunade squinted at the man beside him, holding Shang in his arms, looking impatient. Using time-space ninjutsu at will is very dangerous, especially this kind of teleportation that crosses the barriers of the world. If you are not careful, you will be lost forever. She has already done surgery for Whitebeard, and she can't help much next time. She wants to return to Konoha as soon as possible. After all, she is completely unsuitable for life in the pirate world. Wait a while, Whitebeard and I finish this bowl of wine, and we'll set off. Baisu was so busy drinking that he didn't have time to argue with Tsunade. This sea bowl was too big. A normal person wouldn't be able to drink so much even with water, but it wasn't too difficult for a person of his level. Cut. Is this the 4th Hokage? He's still an alcoholic, so embarrassing for Uchiha Makoto. Tsunade snorted again, turned her head and noticed that a group of pirates were shaking their dice. Every time she opened the button, she was greeted with exclamations. The feeling of stimulating blood to speed up was so familiar that she walked over unknowingly. Beauty, play a game. A little gamble. How about the principle of 20,000 Baileys for you? Oh, tell me about your rules here. What are the ways to play? Tsunade suddenly doesn't miss Konoha anymore. She has been hunted down by major casinos and has no time to go to the casino. Coming to this place is as good as going home. 5 minutes later. Big. Gone. What's the currency of your world? Bailey. Give me another 2 million and put the account on the man over there drinking. Little. Give me a little. Gone. Chapter 89 Renjajun. After Baisu finished drinking, seeing the woman at the gambling table with her eyes full of enthusiasm, she couldn't help but have black lines all over her head. It's the first time I've seen someone with such bad luck. She has already lost hundreds of millions of Baileys. Many powerful pirates don't have this amount of bounty. By the way, this money is on your account. Of. Whitebeard's expression was also a little weird. Now the pirates on the Whitebeard pirates stopped drinking, and went to the gambling table to bet with Tsunade. Of course, it's the opposite direction. Some people have already made their fortunes from this. If they didn't have some self-control, they couldn't help but ask Baisu to cash in. The big guys in the group also watched the game with great interest. It was too dramatic. I didn't expect the female doctor brought by Baisu to have such a bold side. And Izumi Sagiri. I'll bet on this one for 100 points. Is anyone betting? Chasing 10 school beauties this year. I bet 200 points to buy a small one. Butterfly house owner. 1000 points to buy small. It doesn't matter if you have capital or not. How can Phylong ride the face lose? With the body of a mortal, standing shoulder to shoulder with gods, why don't you buy a big group? It's time to give everyone a benefit. Baisu. Tsunade, we're back. Aren't you worried about Shizune? She doesn't know your whereabouts yet, so she must be in a hurry. Those people in Uchiha Teka are not very good-tempered. I'm afraid they will conflict. Baisu gently pulled Tsunade's arm, but the woman seemed to be standing on a gambling table and didn't even bother to turn her head back. How old is Shizune? She has long been a ninja who can handle herself alone, so don't worry about her. Even if I don't go back, she will take Konoha's overall interests first and handle these things satisfactorily. Okay, if I catch 82 feet S, I'll get rid of 2 million Bailey's arrears, and now I've caught 7. Tsunade waved his hand, drawing the cards skillfully, with a confident smile on his face. This woman has a characteristic. No matter how much she loses, she is confident that she can win back. I don't know if this is good or bad. Whitebeard, my comrade has caused you trouble, and you can handle the matter here. We have other things to do, so we won't stay any longer. When Baisu saw that the soft was useless, he became hard. He stood up with one hand stuck on Tsunade's neck. If he didn't stop him sooner, this woman would be able to export 10 billion Baileys sooner or later. It doesn't add up. Hey, why are you unreasonable? Let me finish this game. Don't be so stingy, I'll help you win the money back. You relax, I'm out of breath. Of course Tsunade wanted to break free from Baisu's shackles, but he tried a few times without success. Maybe this is the real gambler. No matter whether he wins or loses, he only enjoys the happiness brought by the process in the middle. Don't care about a lot of money. Goo la la, don't worry, you are my Whitebeard's guests, this little trouble is nothing. Kiddies, why don't you tidy up the poker table for me and wait for my father to do it himself? Whitebeard's voice resonated with the sea, and the pirates were so frightened that they packed up the card table in a few seconds, stood at attention, and dared not mention 100 million Baileys. Goodbye. Baisu waved his hand and took Tsunade into the golden portal. This operation was considered a success. Whitebeard no longer has to wear a ventilator every day, and he will no longer need to take drips. As for the future, it is up to him. After a few opportunities to enlighten, he can enter a new field, and his lifespan will naturally increase. With Baisu's departure, Whitebeard also closed the live broadcast room in a timely manner. This time, everyone was more curious about the world where the group owner lives. Although Tsunade is very skilled in medicine, he is not qualified to become a first-class combat force. It seems that Baisu is a special existence, and his strength surpasses many other characters in the main world. Renjajun. Lin Junying withdrew from the live broadcast room and sighed lightly. The group leader is really enviable. He was born in Maoshan, but he was only a registered disciple and could not enter the hall. But I heard that the Patriarch of Maoshan is an immortal-level figure who can call the wind and call the rain and walk in the air. He has always regarded the Patriarch as an example, punishing evil and promoting good after going down the mountain, and gained a lot of fame within a radius of 300 miles. Participating in battlefield missions and earning points is too difficult for my old bones, but grabbing yuhi bags casually in the group, I guess I will be able to live a prosperous life in the future. Maybe I can become a rich man. He took a puff of dry cigarettes, put a purse in the drawer and locked it. The purse was full of gold bricks. It was the yuhi bag that Tony Stark was in a good mood last time. He took it with an attitude of giving it a try. Yes, I didn't expect Tony to be so generous, and smashed Jin Wangwang's gold bricks directly. Even his concentration took several days to calm down. Master, we're back. Modo and glutinous rice have been bought. This time it's just to move the grave. Does it need to be so grand? At this moment, the door opened and two young people came in, one named Wen Kai and the other Chu Sheng. They have followed Uncle Ying in all corners of the country since they were young, and they have acquired the skills to carry and fight. They are Lin Junying's right-hand man. Just buy it back, put it all away, and sail carefully on the eternal boat. Tonight we will be in Renjajun, passing through a place with a lot of yin. Wouldn't it be better if there were no accidents? Lin Junying checked the materials, ordered a few words, smoked a dry cigarette, and remembered the previous scene. The task he received this time was to help Mr. Ren move the grave. The old Mr. Wren seemed to have offended the feng shui master at that time, which made the good tomb become a vicious one. Do you want to be a family town? I haven't been out for a long time. I heard that there is a foreign woman with a bulging front and a back. It's just a feast for the eyes. Wen Kai's eyes rolled around, his focus was not on zombies at all. It was a bit taboo to do their business. In addition, he was plain looking, and he had never found a girlfriend, which made him very uncomfortable. Chusheng, hey, I said, what are you putting on in your head? How can you be sure that foreign women are bulging forward and backward? Really, foreigners are generally older. I listened to what Miss Wren said, but they have stayed in foreign countries. A wretched smile appeared on Wen Kai's face. He saw Miss Wren's beauty at the market a few days ago, and he had chun dreams for several nights in a row. Miss Wren, Master Wren's granddaughter, Ren Ting Ting. You can blow it. If Ren Ting Ting can look at you, I will walk backwards in the future. Chusheng looked up and down at his senior brother, and couldn't help but burst out laughing. What is it that a toad wants to eat swan meat? I really saw it today. Chapter 90. Uncle Ying. Is the foreign woman really big? HMPH. I can't eat grapes and say they are sour. Anyway, I'm pretty suave, so I'm more than enough to be a young lady. After Wen Kai finished speaking, he flicked his hair and almost didn't let Chusheng faint. He thought that this kid was designated sicken. What is Miss Wren's identity, and the toad wants to eat swan meat? Cough cough. Lin Zhengying coughed lightly, and the two apprentices immediately stopped fighting and stood at attention. Master. Master. Well, Master Wren and I set the time at noon today to choose another feng shui treasure land for his late father to move his grave. I guess the workers have already arrived, so let's hurry up. Wen Kai, go and put things in the car, we'll set off in a moment. Uncle Ying is extraordinarily capable, and the Wren family is a well-known local rich man. This is something that should not be sloppy. Yes. Wen Kai ran out quickly. He was afraid of his master Lin Zhengying since he was a child. He was lively and active, and he had to obey the rules in front of his master, so he felt uncomfortable. Does the master have any orders? Chusheng stayed to help. He found that the master's eyes stayed on his body for a long time. He hesitated, and couldn't help asking curiously. Uncle Ying, that foreign woman, is it really big? Chusheng, He didn't expect the master to ask such a question. He has a chick, and he has never experienced it. How can he know so clearly? It's all because Wen Kai spoke nonsense, which made the master's curiosity all come out. He struggled for a while and could only bite the bullet and answer. I also heard others say this. It may be because of the constitution. The foreign women are generally bigger, but their shelf life is shorter. So it was. The conversation between the master and the apprentice came to an end, and they selectively forgot this topic and continued to prepare. After a while, Uncle Ying found an antique wooden box from the room. After opening it, a copper coin sword was lying in it. Master, do you want to bring this magic weapon? It's just moving the grave, is it so dangerous? Chusheng was stunned for a moment. He felt that the master was on the line a bit. Although there was a change in the tomb of Mrs. Wren, he wouldn't even take such a heavy weapon. The shape of the sword is long and sharp. In terms of shape, it is the main lethality. Wherever the blade of the sword is directed, there is evil spirit. Those who do not know how to preserve it may hurt themselves. Taoist priests have inherited the techniques of catching ghosts and treating evil spirits, and can use spells, paper charms and other tools to achieve their goals. In terms of exorcising ghosts and catching ghosts, Taoist priests often use swords to intimidate ghosts, or extend two fingers to form swords, or hold special swords, such as the most commonly used peachwood swords and bronze money swords. The bronze coin sword is not a real sword, but is made of bronze coins, hand-stringed with yuhi thread to make the shape of a sword. The more coins there are, the stronger the magic power of the sword. People regard yuhi as an auspicious color. Yuhi symbolizes joy, success, loyalty and courage, and is considered to be able to exorcise evil spirits. Copper is regarded as auspicious in feng shui, which can vent the earthiness of 2 black and 5 yellow. The effect of transforming evil spirits and exorcising evil spirits. The copper coin has an outer circle and an inner square. The outer circle represents the sky, the inner side represents the earth, and the yellow emperor in the middle represents the human being. This copper coin sword was made at noon, and noon of the lunar calendar. It was Uncle Ying's biggest reliance after he descended from Maoshan. Great. Walking through the rivers and lakes, be prepared. These days, I always feel restless, so be careful. Uncle Ying wrapped the copper coin sword in yellow cloth and carried it behind his back. With this weapon, he had a more mysterious temperament. Do you feel that Renjajun is a little deserted, and there seem to be a lot less people? After the 3 masters and apprentices walked out of the hotel, a gust of autumn wind hit, and even Uncle Ying couldn't help shivering. He is a practitioner, and he has a body of infuriating qi, so even if he wears thin clothes in winter, he will not feel it. Too cold. Yeah, don't I remember that there is a market nearby? It's the right time, why don't we have stalls? Logically speaking, the market will last at least until 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Chu Sheng and Wen Kai are also muttering. They have encountered many abnormal situations over the years. Their sixth sense is much stronger than that of ordinary people. I didn't feel anything in the hotel just now, but as soon as they came out, they found the aura of the entire Renjia town. Not quite right, too desolate. It looks like this in the daytime, a bit evil. Let's go to Mr. Ren's mansion to see first. He is our financial master. If anything happens, we must first ensure his safety. Lin Zhengying untied the copper coin sword on his back, and he felt a sense of security when he held the hilt. In fact, there was one thing he didn't tell the 2 apprentices, that is, Ren Jiajun was enveloped in a thick layer of yin qi. Generally, this kind of scene will only appear in Fengdu on the day when the gate of hell is open, and passers-by have a black gas on their faces, which is a sign that the deadline is approaching. How big of a monster can cover the sky? He was born in Maoshan and has heard many legends, but this is the first time he has encountered such a big thing. Renjia town was robbed. This catastrophe will at least endanger the lives of thousands of people. The 3 masters and apprentices speeded up. Ren's house was not too far from the hotel, but when they arrived, they found that many people started to flee as if they had just woken up from a big dream. Fellow, calm down, what happened ahead? Why is everyone fleeing? Chu Sheng's eyes were quick and he grabbed a little old man who was running away. The old man's whole body was a burden, and his body was still stained with blood. Judging from the panic on his face, he would definitely understand something. Whoops, I'm dying, young man, there's a zombie in the house. Run, you'll die if you don't run. The little old man struggled for a while, knowing that Chu Sheng's strength was not comparable to that of ordinary people, so he had to stop and explain to them. Zombie, old man, don't worry, my master specializes in subduing demons and subduing demons, isn't he a zombie? I'll kill you in minutes. Wen Kai pointed at Uncle Ying with his thumb and said proudly. Damn it, Miss Ren is still at the mansion, I have to hurry up and save him. He quickly reacted. Ren Tingting was afraid that Ren Tingting would bear the brunt of the zombie outbreak. He didn't know if it was safe now. In a hurry, he left his master and Chu Sheng and ran out. Oh hey, how can young people nowadays still go to die? The little old man can't say a few words, so please let me go and let me run for my life. The old man stretched out his hand and finally sighed. Anyway, he won't stay in Renjia town. This is a disaster that cannot be changed by the strength of a few people. Chapter 91 Renfu Mutation. Old man, go back first. Excuse me. Lin Zhengying winked at Chu Sheng. Chu Sheng immediately let go of the old man. Regardless of the fact that the old man was 70 or 80 years old, he was very agile and ran out of sight of the 2 in a flash. Chu Sheng, there is a huge change in Renjajun tonight. Maybe it's not something I can handle as a Maoshan outer sect disciple. If something unforeseen happens in Renfu, you must run out with Wen Kai, and I will break it for you. Lin Zhengying no longer concealed it. His face was full of dignified color. He discarded the gray robe, revealing the yellow robe, and grabbed the copper coin sword in his hand. Originally, they could avoid this night, but for the sake of morality in their hearts, the only way forward is in front of him. Master, I see. Chu Sheng was stunned for a moment. Most of what he practiced was just fist and kick. He was not even an acquired martial artist. He couldn't sense the yin qi of Ren Jiajun, but he also guessed some from the master's expression. To save the master and brother. In their world, mundane practitioners can be roughly divided into innate realms and acquired realms. Martial artists practice techniques to ultimate and can break through the acquired realm. At this time, they often have some magical abilities, such as Uncle Ying. Feel the breath of the outside world. Uncle Ying is a named disciple of the Maoshan school, which is another name for the Shengqing school. Together with Longhu Mountain and Hezhou Mountain, they are the three major Taoist talisman sects, known as Sanshin Fulu. There are immortal practitioners in the world, similar to the existence of the founders of the Maoshan sect. They have the opportunity to cultivate into immortals. There are many records about human beings and immortals, such as the Zonglu Missionary Collection. Human beings and immortals are two under the five immortals. A person of true self-cultivation, who does not understand the Tao, obtains a dharma in the Tao, and a technique in the dharma, has a hard-working confidence, and will never change for the rest of his life. The qi of the five elements, misunderstanding and misunderstanding, the shape and quality are solid, the epidemic of the eight evils cannot harm, more safety and less disease, it is called human fairy. The practitioners may have heard the Tao at the beginning. The sins are heavy and the blessings are small, all the tribulations change the original intention, and stop at the small success. The cloud method has merit, and it cannot be changed for life, nor can it be changed in 4 seasons. Such as those who have absolutely no 5 tastes, how can they know that there are 6 qi, and those who forget the 7 emotions, how can they know that there are 10 precepts? Whoever gargles, Hatuna is wrong. Those who pick up supplements, laugh quietly and think they are stupid. Those who want to take the qi of the heavens and the earth are not willing to rest their food. Those who want to keep their thoughts and gather the essence of the sun and the moon, refuse to guide. Sitting alone and resting, knowing that there is nature. Then the body and work in the form, not knowing the inaction. By analogy, there are countless. However, they are all Tao, and they cannot be all based on the Tao. It only ends with the success of one method and one technique in the Tao. There are even more first-class people who are happy with the moment, disgusted with lasting, not careful in working hard, misplaced in time and disorder, and become sick, and cannot prolong life. There are many worlds. Run. Zombies out. Mom, help me. Don't push me, I have kids. ... The closer you get to the Ren Mansion, the more people flee, and there is even a stampede incident. In the midst of the terrifying crowd, once you fall to the ground, there is basically no possibility of getting up. The news came, and if it goes on like this, it will be more fortunate and less fortunate. Open. At this time, a middle-aged man in a Taoist robe flew over and used his body as a bridge. He stood up with the weight of 4 or 5 people and rescued the little girl. Thank you, the Taoist priest, thank you for saving my child. The girl's mother rushed back from the front and thanked him again and again, but Uncle Ying just waved his hand, nothing much, and went upstream again. Master, the Renfu is ahead. Chu Sheng tried his best and managed to catch up with the master. All the people ran outside. They came to the vicinity of Ren Mansion. The sight was terrifying. Dozens of zombies are besieging from all directions. These zombies seem to have just transformed without much time, and their movements are still slow. Wen Kai was lucky enough to rescue Ren Tingting from the Ren Mansion due to his early arrival. However, he was already injured. If he was scratched by a zombie, he would be infected with corpse poison. Wen Kai, come here, my master, and I will save you. When Chu Sheng saw his younger brother injured like this, he couldn't help shouting, raised his fists and rushed towards the zombies, but these zombies no longer had the pain response of humans, and their bodies gradually became hard as iron, and they were not afraid of fist and foot attacks at all. "Don't mind me, take Miss Ren out of here." This time Wen Kai is also going out of his way. The so-called peony flower is dead, and it is also romantic to be a ghost. As long as he can leave a good impression in the heart of Miss Ren, he will not hesitate to give his life. At this time, Uncle Ying was not inactive. He stepped on 7-star steps and said something in his mouth. "Heaven and earth Xuanzong, the root of Wan Qi. Cultivating thousands of kalpas and proving my supernatural powers. Inside and outside the 3 realms, the Tao is the only one. The body has golden light, reflecting my body. Don't see, don't hear. Encompassing the world, nurturing the masses. Received 10,000 times, the body has light. The guards of the 3 realms, the 5 emperors welcome. The gods saluted, and made thunder. Ghosts and demons are frightened, spirits and monsters die. There is a thunderbolt inside, and the god of thunder is hidden. Dongwei is full of wisdom, and the 5 spirits are soaring. The golden light appeared quickly, covering my body. Maoshan golden light curse. A thin layer of golden light appeared from his body, and any zombies that came into contact with the golden light were like electric shocks and were ejected several meters away. Although the number of zombies was large, they could not stop Uncle Ying, who was holding a copper coin sword. Wen Kai and Ren Tingting were rescued by the ups and downs. Boom! Just as they were about to retreat, one of the walls of Ren's residence suddenly collapsed, and a figure more than 2 meters high jumped forward 2 steps, and even flew into the air, slapped Wen Kai with one paw and vomited blood. After Lin Zhengying saw the zombies' movements, she couldn't help but exclaimed, "Flying stiff." Zibayu divides zombies into 8 types. Zombies, scorpions, corpses, golden corpse, silver corpse, purple corpse, white corpse, green corpse, hair corpse, fly corpse, wandering corpse, fu corpse, boneless corpse. Fly corpse is one of them. Legend has it that after a zombie becomes a demon, it becomes a scorpion, and the zombie after turning into a scorpion can fly, also known as flying stiff. Wherever he goes, he is the king of zombies. Shenyi Jing records, there is a man in the south, 2 or 3 feet long, bare body, with 2 eyes on top, walking like the wind, called the scorpion. The zombies can fly and cause drought. Therefore, whenever there is a drought, people will search for zombies and burn them to ashes. Chapter 92 The Art of Talisman. Grandpa Ren has only been buried for 20 years. How can he evolve into a flying jerk? Unless someone pushes it with evil methods. Who did such a crazy thing? Isn't he afraid of the 9 heavens thunder tribulation? After seeing Fei Zongying, Lin Zhengying understood everything. Someone was raising a zombie in captivity and using blood Matsuri to make this zombie evolve. Even the world of cultivators has rules. Once some bottom lines are touched, even a human being can only drink hatred and turn it into a pile of calamity. As far as he knows, no one has dared to do such a ceremony so blatantly in at least 100 years. Chusheng, bring Wen Kai and Miss Ren, you all go. Lin Zhengying was awe-inspiring. The reality was even more terrifying than he expected. Even the monster Feizong appeared. There may be deeper terror in the Renfu. This zombie is the old man Ren after the mutation. It is still some distance away from the real flying stiffness. Although it can fly, it cannot fly for a long time. According to legend, some sorcery can control zombies. Seeing that this posture is to kill the entire Renjia town of Matsuri, the skill is astounding. Master. Let's go. Chusheng still wanted to say something, but seeing Wen Kai's appearance like a gossamer, he didn't dare to delay any longer. Roar. Seeing the prey escape, Feizong immediately became crazy. It was trained by the evil Matsuri. It is far from being comparable to those walking corpses with limited mobility. It can fly directly by the wind and catch up with Chusheng and the others. It is only a matter of time. Beast. Dare. Uncle Ying looked solemn, and took out a purple talisman from his arms, which was covered with mysterious runes. This was the life-saving thing given to him by the master when he went down the mountain. The talisman of meaning, it can be used to summon gods and impeach ghosts, subdue demons and suppress demons, and cure diseases and eliminate disasters. Fuzhuan art originated from witchcraft, and the Lingbao school took Longhu Mountain, Maoshan Mountain and Gezhou Mountain as the activity centers respectively, forming the famous Sanshan Fuzhuan. If you don't know how to draw talismans, you will make ghosts and gods laugh. If you know how to draw talismans, you will be shocked by ghosts and gods. Maoshan attaches great importance to the writing method of talismans, mainly emphasizing 2 points. First, sincerity. The talisman is the harmony of yin and yang, and only the most sincere people in the world can use it. Therefore, it is said that with my essence, the essence of all things in heaven, earth, and all things is in harmony, and my spirit is in harmony with the gods of all things in heaven, earth, and all things. The essence and the spirit are attached to each other, so the fake size paper calls on the ghosts and the gods, and the ghosts and gods have to be right. The second is luck calligraphy. That is to say, the calligrapher is required to have internal refining time, and when the calligraphy is used, the essence is released at the end of the pen, so that the talisman is attached to the essence of Qigong masters. Yunji 7 Signs, Volume 7 inches Characters, says, with the essence of Tao, the simple ink of cloth, and the essence of knowledge. Nowadays, there are not many Taoist priests who can draw purple talismans, and most of them live in seclusion in the mountains, struggling to find the heavenly path. Uncle Ying can only draw yellow talismans with his own skills. Now after using the purple talisman, an inch-long divine light appears in his eyes, and his originally fragile body burst out with an aura of contempt for the world. Cut. He let out a loud shout, and the copper-coin sword burst out with a sense of righteousness, warding off all evils. This Fei Zong's body was as strong as a diamond, but it was unable to resist this seemingly ordinary sword, and the entire right arm was chopped off. He wanted to pursue the victory, but found that Chu Sheng was surrounded by a group of zombies, so he could only put aside the battle here and go to support. Hokage World. When Baisu brought Tsunade back to Konoha village, it was already night. The two of them just landed on an ordinary residential building. The ninja troops headed by the third-generation Sarutobi Hiruzen surrounded the place and waited. Tsunade-sama, you are. Shizune saw the ambiguous posture of the two, and Yuhi's cheeks unknowingly rose. There were not only Konoha's ninjas, but also many ordinary people around. Seeing this scene, he couldn't help shouting and irritating. 4 generations of Hokage Uchiha Beizu and Princess Tsunade were caught cheating at night. What an exciting plot this is. If the media power in the Hokage world is stronger, it is estimated that the two will be on the hot search within an hour. Mom, why is Baisu-sama holding Princess Tsunade's neck? When everyone bowed their heads and whispered, a childish voice broke the peace, like a pebble thrown into the lake, rippling circles of ripples. Don't talk nonsense, the 2 adults are practicing. If you continue like this, you will not be allowed to participate in the selection test of the ninja school in the future. A young couple was frightened by their daughter and their faces changed. They hurriedly took their children and left here. In the world of Hokage, ninjas have a detached status, not to mention that a supreme existence like Baisu talks about others in front of the public. Still want to hang out in Konoha? You bastard, look at your good deeds. If it weren't for you, I would have won the game just now. Okay. That's 10 million Baileys. Not only will I not lose a few more games, but I can make a lot of money. Tsunade realized that Baisu's hand was not in the right place, and quickly threw it away. She hadn't woken up from the state of gambling. She lost too much just now, and Yuhi's eyes have been lost. She still wants to go back to the pirate world. Whoever loses wins back. You are hopeless. I took you to save people, you're good. Do you know how much you lost? If it wasn't for my friends, those debts would be enough for you to live in your whole life. There is a part-time job on a pirate ship. Baisu was really pissed off. No wonder no one dared to ask for this woman. Betting dogs must not touch her. Very bad luck. Gambling addiction is big. This problem is estimated to be irreversible. Tsunade, what's wrong with 100 million Baileys? Do you think it won't cost you money for surgery on this princess? Look at you with such a big mind and a little money, what qualifications do you have to govern Konoha? Have you two been making enough trouble? At this moment, a majestic voice sounded, frightening the surrounding Jonins too scared to come out. Sarutobi Hiruzen came to the roof with a blinking technique, looking at the two living treasures with a livid look. Chapter 93 People are not ancient. You two, come to the office with me. The rest of you are disbanded. A hint of helplessness flashed in Sarutobi Hiruzen's eyes. He was so old, he had already retired, but he was implicated until the end of the night to catch a rape. Will this matter spread out to Konoha's reputation? The more irritating person is that neither of them can be offended. One is the existence of the third generation of Raikage, who has hidden strength, and the other is the inheritor of the first generation Hokage bloodline. The reason why he can become the third generation of Hokage is because he has been recognized by the Senju family. Tsunade, as the granddaughter of the first generation of Hokage, he does not want to care but has nothing to do. Returning to Hokage's office, Sarutobi Hiruzen was smoking a dry cigarette. Da-da, da-da. Baisu and Tsunade stood there, like two elementary school students who made mistakes. In the future, the two of you should be careful when you do this kind of thing, and you must not make intimate actions in public. I've also been young, old man. I don't know how to evaluate your relationship, but you're adults, don't you think about your responsibilities? Sarutobi Hiruzen said something, which made both of them stunned. They are innocent. Did everyone misunderstand something? Third generations of eyes, please rest assured, I will not be interested in betting on dogs. Baisu quickly reacted. Tsunade has Konoha's biggest pair of evil. He thought this girl was a little attractive at first, but after seeing the dog gambling frenzy with his own eyes, he has no idea. It's just hopeless, right? He felt that Tsunade had been restrained for so many years, otherwise Konoha would have been compensated by her long ago. Who are you calling a dog? Make it clear to me. Baisu, you are an ungrateful little person. You have no interest in me and come to the bathhouse to peek at me. See how I will tear up your false face. Tsunade was so angry that her whole body shuddered, and the huge evil went up and down like a roller coaster. She threw Baisu down and pressed her under her body, as if she wanted to crush the opponent with her own weight. Misunderstanding. How long has it been since that happened? I really didn't mean it. Sandemu. Sandemu, please don't go. You stay as a witness. Baisu was afraid that he could not control his strength and hurt Tsunade, so he didn't resist, and just looked up. He found that the third generation had slipped to the door. The world is getting worse, and people's hearts are not old. Today's young people are so crazy. Sarutobi Hiruzen shook his head and walked outside with his hands behind his back, seemingly not wanting to care about this at all. Bang! The door was closed, and he made an excuse to leave. It is difficult for a clean official to interrupt the housework. He can't afford to offend any of the people here. It is better to get out of trouble as soon as possible. Hey, smelly woman, when are you going to let me go? Good men don't fight with women. I advise you to do it yourself, otherwise I won't be able to do ninjutsu if it really hurts you. Baisu was lying on the ground, seeing the two peaks pressing on her body. A hint of helplessness flashed in her eyes, and she started wrestling in a hurry. Is this woman a primary school student? The distance between the two was almost zero. Tsunade could feel each other's breath, and a wonderful feeling welled up in her heart. After so many brutal battles over the years, she even forgot that she was a woman, even if it was a woman. Jiraiya also treats her as a brother who can deliver her back most of the time. From this point of view, Baisu looks okay. Due to the improvement of his realm by cultivating the Void Sutra, even the appearance has undergone a slight change, more and more like a little white face. What kind of person is this? Not only has the blood-stained boundaries of the Uchiha family, but also the Grandmaster Time-Space Ninjutsu, which can travel between the two worlds at will, and is brother to the Masters of Whitebeard's level, and the laughter can shatter the sky. Squeak. Kuna. Tsunade-sama, you are. Shizune saw the third generation coming down from the Hokage office building. Thinking that the mediation was over, she hurried up, but she didn't expect to see this scene again. The two of you, don't you separate the occasions when you're emotional. This is the Hokage office. One of the most serious places in Konoha. Humph. The gambling debt of the Whitebeard pirates is offset by my pay. You have no problem with this. In addition, you have to pay me an extra sum of money, don't forget your initial promise. Tsunade snorted disdainfully. She tidied up her shirt, got up like a scumbag, and asked Baisu for compensation. Now those hired ninjas are still on the edge of Konoha, and they can't get money. Won't be going back. Don't worry, I'll sign the money for you. Baisu coughed and stood up like nothing was wrong. His goal was basically achieved. In the future, he will leave this girl in Hokage's office as an assistant. Shizune will definitely stay. As long as Tsunade restrains himself and doesn't lose too much money. When he was just about to fulfill his promise, he suddenly found that the chat group became very noisy, and some people it themselves, and immediately sank their minds into it. Ding! Uncle Ying started the live broadcast. Everyone is welcome to join. Entering the live room with Izumi Sagiri. Enter the live broadcast room with the body of a mortal, standing shoulder to shoulder with gods. The strongest man in the world enters the live broadcast room. Mrs. Guo entered the live broadcast room. This year, chasing 10 school beauties into the live broadcast room. As soon as everyone entered the live broadcast room, they were immediately attracted by the exciting scene in front of them. The live broadcast function of the chat group is much better than the holographic projection. They can even perceive the wind and grass, the hoarse shouts of the people and the crazy roar of zombies. Chase 10 school beauties this year. What is this? Corpse siege. Uncle Ying, run, that zombie is going to bite your ass. With the body of a mortal, standing shoulder to shoulder with gods, how did these living dead come from? Are they infected with a virus? It feels like a plague, quickly infecting a town. The current Renjajun is too chaotic. Although Uncle Ying relied on the purple talisman to inflict heavy damage on Fei Zong, there are still too many ordinary zombies left. The entire Renjajun has become a purgatory on Earth. The sky, not even the starlight can penetrate. And Izumi Sagiri, wow. Uncle Ying seems to be in danger. The group owner, come to 9,999. At Baisu. Ding. Baisu entered the live broadcast room. And Izumi Sagiri, beep, beep. The grand summoning technique is successful, and the group leader is here. Chasing 10 school beauties this year. Hello, brother bye. With the body of a mortal, standing shoulder to shoulder with gods. Hello, lord of the group. Mrs. Guo. Hello, group leader. This is. Baisu was also surprised after seeing the live broadcast. Uncle Ying killed the quartet with a copper coin sword and fled with Ren Tingting and 2 apprentices. Don't remember such a scene. In the original plot, wasn't it only Mr. Ren who was bitten? How come the entire Renjia town has fallen? Chapter 94 The Strongest Zombie System. The effect of the purple talisman is still very strong. Uncle Ying actually led the 3 of them to break out of the siege and escaped from Renjia town. It is strange to say that the zombies only stopped at the border of Renjia town. When he came down, he refused to take another step. Within this range, there was no one to survive. The souls of the people who escaped would be frightened away, and they scurried forward desperately. Uncle Ying, everyone, don't just watch the fun. I'm running out of infuriating energy. I guess I won't be able to deal with the next danger. Ding. With the body of a mortal, the first generation mecha rewarded with the gods. Lin Jungying's thoughts moved, and a suit of armor appeared out of thin air, arming him into a steel giant. The power of this mecha was very strong. He took 3 people and ran wildly in the direction outside Renjia town. Marvel World. Tony Stark couldn't help sighing. I've become less and less like a businessman recently. According to my previous personality, a mecha should be sold for at least 300 points, and now it's starting to give away. Lin Jungying ran into the grove and found a temporary shelter. Wen Kai was injured by the flying zombie. The situation is very critical now. What should I do? What a horrible corpse poison. The glutinous rice turned black as soon as it was attached. His brows were furrowed. He didn't care to restore his infuriating qi. He tried to heal his apprentice with the tools at hand, but all failed. At this moment, a strange sound suddenly came from the center of Renjia town. All the zombies stopped moving, and the next second, they jumped towards the center like a well-trained army, where the Ren house is located. Orientation. In the Renfu, there are corpses all over the field, and the suffocating energy is soaring to the sky. In a dark room, a live erotic palace is staged, with white flowers and flowers, but with the passage of time, they have lost their breath of life. Are there any fish that slip through the net? Ren Jiajun didn't expect that there are still masters who can use purple talismans, Lin Jungying. I was careless, I forgot the level of this world. A few minutes later, a thin young man wearing a long white coat with a pale face walked out of the room. The smile, it seems that everything is not in his eyes. Disgraceful things, roll over to me. He waved his hand in front of him, and just now he was fierce and stiff in front of him like a well-behaved cat, kneeling in front of him with his knees bent, but he lost an arm and looked very uncoordinated. I finally got a flying stiff, but I didn't expect it to be destroyed. Lin Jungying, you are so brave, I really thought a Maoshan disciple could fight me. System, how many points does it take to fix this zombie? A sinister smile appeared on his face. His name was Xu Chao. He was a traverser. He accidentally obtained the strongest zombie system, which could easily tame zombies and speed up their promotion. He was the first target in this world. It is to kill 30 million people and cultivate a real zombie emperor. Hello. The strongest zombie system is at your service. It is being detected, please be patient. After inspection, the target's flying stiffness was severely damaged, and most of the spare parts needed to be replaced, and 300 points were needed to repair it. A mechanical electronic female voice sounded, and the voice was very nice, but the numbers that were spoken made Xu Chao's face tremble. Who are you cheating on? Even your uncle is not spared. This zombie is only missing an arm, why do you need to replace most of the spare parts? A low-level zombie is worth a maximum of 150 points. You are doing this, believe it or not, the locomotive will complain to you. Xu Chao's eyes are fierce. After a period of understanding, he has fully understood the character of the system. This is a guy who is more pitiful than the fourth son. Every day, he counts how to pit points from him, and he never shows face to Yuhi. Ding! It is detected that the host is disrespectful to the system, and 100 points will be deducted. It is everyone's responsibility to eliminate bad breath. Please be careful to abide by the 1067th clause of the contract. I'll go to your uncle. Ding! Deduct 100 points. Quote. Xu Chao is numb. Others' system is the best support. His system is a real uncle. Deducting the points he just earned will not be enough to buy underwear. System, please help me fix this flying stiffness, thank you. Ding! The system has already received the instruction and deducted 300 points. The process will take 5 minutes, please be patient. Really, bad breath can really be eliminated, it only takes a few seconds to say thank you. Xu Chao couldn't do anything either. He managed to find a zombie that grew a little taller. He was going to first cultivate this zombie into a zombie king, and the next step was to bleed the entire city of Matsuri. There is no rival. By the way, I suddenly thought of an interesting thing. What would happen if I turned that stinky Taoist priest into a zombie? It must be very interesting. In the gap between the system repairing the flying stiffness, he moved his body, surrounded by rows of ordinary zombies around him. Standing there quietly like statues, the scene was extremely strange. Fortunately, I have left the most delicious prey, and I can have a good time in the long night. Let's push the gas through the palace. But the next second, his expression froze. Ren Tingting ran away. As a traveler, he is familiar with everything in Renjiajun, and knows that Renting Ting is a rare beauty who has managed to stay. Who would have thought of such a thing? I'm really annoyed, Lin Jungying. We'll meet tomorrow. The smile at the corner of his mouth converged, his hands were raised high, and the entire Renjajun people floated up. The blood Matsuri ceremony began, and a bloody light rose into the sky, not knowing where to go. At this time, the chat group also received a system message, and all online group members received it. Ding! When the hidden conditions are met, a special mission is triggered, the change of Renjia Town. Clear all the zombies in Renjia Town, kill the black-handed extraterrestrial demons behind them, and reward 10,000 points. Limit number of people, 5 people. The group member Lin Jungying was the first to trigger the special task, rewarding 1,000 points. And Izumi Sagiri, wow. Uncle Ying directly got 1,000 points reward, and even triggered a special mission. This time is really not easy. This year, chasing 10 school beauties. What the hell is an extraterrestrial demon? Could it be that this is something done by an alien? Indeed, human beings should not be able to do such an evil thing. With the body of a mortal, standing shoulder to shoulder with gods. Master, you must let me play this time. I feel that the attack power of these zombies is relatively low. You can do it with mechas. What a chance to earn points. Mrs. Guo. Come on, big guys, the little girl has little knowledge of martial arts, so she won't participate in this mission. Huang Rong always spoke carefully in the group. She also judged that the danger level of this special mission was not high, but the mission posted in the chat group was limited to the number of people. She didn't want to compete with other group members for a place. Those who are paddling are not opponents of Flying Stiff at all. And Izumi Sagiri, hey. If you let me go, I won't go. It's enough to make a deal with the group owner. I don't want to use a cute pink mecha for this kind of task. ... Vaisus mood did not relax at this time, but his brows were wrinkled, because the mission prompts he received were different from those of the group members, and only he knew the real goal of this mission. Mission goal: kill Shu Chao, the host of the strongest zombie system, recover the system, and lead the team to get an extra 5,000 points. Strongest zombie system. Could it be that his opponent is also a traveler? This is a good show to watch. The strength of the traverser cannot be quantified, and the progress is rapid. Just like he can get the ability of pervert like Rinnegan once he realizes the truth, no one knows what the true strength of the traverser has reached. The point, in case. Everyone, I still say that, life and death are fate, wealth is in the sky. Please come to the mission with strong teammates with the determination to die. Things in Renjajun are not as simple as they seem on the surface, so choose carefully. Vaisu didn't tell the real mission goal. The system has made 2 versions, which must have its deep meaning, but he also pointed out the danger. Even people of his level can feel the pressure. The opponent is a traverser. A son of heaven, he feels like a GU being kept in captivity. When they get together to fight, the strongest can survive and become stronger. But he didn't hate this kind of life. There is no choice in life. Open a road in the mountains, build a bridge in the water, just go forward. Ding! Vaisu joins the adventure team, 1/5. The strongest man in the world, Gulaulala. Count me in. Since the awakening of the Junjun fruit, I haven't had a suitable enemy to practice. I hope that extraterrestrial demon can fulfill my wish. Ding! The strongest man in the world joins the adventure team, 2/5. Chasing 10 school beauties this year. Count me in too. Brother Bai said that mine can smash a space battleship, but I want to see who can be harder than my head. Ding! The strongest man in the world joins the adventure team, 3/5. With the body of a mortal, standing shoulder to shoulder with gods. You can tell from my name, sooner or later I will be a man standing shoulder to shoulder with gods. What is danger? Is it a challenge without danger? Ding! Join the adventure team with the body of a mortal, standing shoulder to shoulder with the gods, 4/5. Butterfly house owner. I'll be the last one. I hope it won't slow down the progress of your tasks. Butterfly finally couldn't bear it anymore. If they kept hiding behind the scenes, they would never improve. Now the ghost-killing team is still in a weak position. Although their generation is called the strongest ghost-killing team, can they be completed? The mission of the seniors is still unknown. Chapter 95 Dragon Tiger Mountain Celestial Master. Ding! The adventure team was successfully formed, and the crossing began. 3, 2. In the Hokage world, Baisu was about to sign, but suddenly he put down the document in his hand. He looked out the window and already felt the supreme aura of the system portal. Baisu, what do you want to do? Should you go back on what you promised? Tsunade saw the situation and thought that Baisu wanted to be a hobhead and turned down the money promised to her. This is absolutely not allowed. She also thought that one day she would be able to leave Konoha and run away secretly. I still have a few things to do. I'll be back soon, and I'll leave the affairs of the Hokage office to you. When Baisu finished speaking the last word, people were already outside the window, and no one noticed how he passed. A golden portal opened in the void, and he stepped into it and disappeared. Time and space ninjutsu. Is Master Baisu's body stronger than that of a tailed beast? Ordinary ninjas will be torn apart in time and space. Shizune covered her lips with her hands, afraid that she would cry out. The fourth generation Hokage-sama has too many secrets, and now she believes that the rumors may be true. Maybe the third generation Raikage and the army of 10,000 Iwagakure were really buried by him. Humph. This guy, I really thought others would be curious about his secrets. Tsunade's eyes flickered. With her strength, it was impossible to infer where Baisu was going. Whitebeard's body has recovered a lot, and there should be no emergency. Did he go to another unfamiliar world? Where the hell did this guy get the space coordinates? Outside Renjia town, tyrannical fluctuations appeared from the golden portal. Baisu, Whitebeard, Jay Shaolun, Tony Stark, and Butterfly Ninja landed here almost at the same time. This time the lineup is considered luxurious. Mom, I seem to be dazzled. I actually saw the fairy come down to the world. Chu Sheng's eyes were already straight. In this era, he couldn't understand what the transcendence was all about. He thought it was an immortal descended to the world, and he almost knelt down and kowtowed. Idiot. This is your master's friend. Straighten your waist and don't embarrass me. The group owner, and the big guys, thank you so much. Lin Jungying stood up. Her eyes became a little wet. Giving charcoal in the snow is much better than icing on the cake. Unexpectedly, the group leader led 4 powerful team members to come to support at the time of life and death. Moses, how are you? Please let me look at the wound. Butterfly Ninja holds an exquisite medicine box in her hand. She is a Grandmaster Medicine, and she has a unique research on the medicine of ghosts. After covering the wound with herbal medicine, Wenkai's face has turned a lot better, and the black gas that originally gathered it has disappeared without a trace. Girl's medical skills, I'm really rude. Lin Jungying bowed seriously to Butterfly Forbearance. He punishes evil and promotes good everywhere. The 2 apprentices have a very deep relationship with him. If Wenkai is compromised tonight, even if he gets more points in the future, it will be meaningless. Giggle, I'm just here to fight Chan. I'm the weakest in this adventure team, but I'm good at detoxification. Butterfly endured the hair on his forehead, revealing his snow-white skin, which made Chu Sheng stunned. He couldn't remember the strangeness of the other party's arrival. He only knew that there was a top beauty, and every move was charming of temperament. Immortal, please save my father. He didn't escape from the Ren mansion. The devil caught him. I'm afraid he has already. Ren Tingting fell to her knees with a plop, and a pair of white rabbits jumped around. She deserves to be the eldest lady of a rich family, and her eyesight is still very vicious. She can see that these people have great abilities and may be able to kill. Go back to Renjia town and rescue my father. Your father is no longer alive, condolences. Baisu glanced at Renjajun in the distance, and shook his head indifferently. The whole Renjajun was bloodied and Matsuri was suffocating. Ren Tingting was in the center of the storm. It was a miracle that she survived. What? My life is miserable. When Renting Ting heard the news, she couldn't help shedding tears. She cried so hard that it was raining. But apart from Jie Xiaolun, who felt a little helpless, everyone else's reaction was calm. They had seen too many tragedies, and their hearts were already as firm as stone. When Bai Su was thinking about what to do next, suddenly a golden light flew from the sky, and the speed was extremely fast. His eyes narrowed slightly, and he could see clearly that it was an old Taoist priest with a long beard, wearing a golden Taoist robe, flying with his sword. The level of practice in this world is not too low. Although there are no martial artists who break through the void, there are still many people who have found a way. Not long after, the Taoist had come to the sky where they were, and asked, "Heavenly Master of Longhu Mountain is under, come to subdue the demons and subdue the demons, everyone please leave here quickly, so as not to be affected." Longhu Mountain Celestial Master, Lin Zhengying, a disciple of Maoshan Mountain, the Celestial Master is above, please accept the worship of the younger generation. Lin Zhengying was shocked, and immediately woke up. The existence of Tianxi is not something you can see casually. During the years when he was a registered disciple in Maoshan, he was not considered to be in the room at all, and he had never had such a blessing. He guessed right, the extraterritorial demon is so crazy, and directly blood Matsuri in a town, it will definitely alarm some unworldly existences, and who will die at that time, it is still unknown. At this moment, a lazy voice sounded, which seemed extremely out of place. "Old man, don't get involved in the previous things. You can't handle it. I see that your seal hall is black, and you may have this disaster." Bai Su feels that enough people have died here, and there is no need to add another celestial master. Although he still does not know how strong the Traverser is, after all, it is a village with a system, relying on the combat power of this world. Can't solve it at all. Wangko child, leave quickly. That celestial master was in a deep state of mind, so how could he be angry with an ignorant young man? He nodded to Lin Zhengying and flew directly in the direction of Renjiajun. He naturally knew that the road ahead was dangerous, but what about our cultivators? Fear of a battle. This person is not bad. Don't care about me, but I made it so clear that he still insists on doing his own thing. What a catastrophe. Bai Su shook his head, originally wanted to observe for a while, but now it seems that there is no need to hide, follow behind this celestial master to see it. Chapter 96 Battle Between Traversers. Longhu Mountain Celestial Master is here. Where is the evildoer? Don't hurry up. A thunderous voice exploded from the center of Renjia town. Relying on his tyrannical cultivation, the old Taoist directly broke through the black dark cloud covering Renjia town. The dazzling power of thunder is condensing, and will be punished at any time. He didn't give the other party a chance. After he broke into Renjia town, he began to mobilize the spiritual energy of the surrounding world and blessed him. When he finished reciting the incantation, an extremely powerful thunder force would come to Renjia town. Hometown, ordinary zombies will be eliminated in an instant. Longhu Mountain's Lifa, I heard Master mentioned it back then. Longhu Mountain's Lifa is unique and extremely domineering in the entire cultivation world. I didn't expect to see it today. Uncle Ying followed Bai Su's suggestion and stayed to take care of the two disciples and Renting Ting. The level of this task is too high. He has already received a reward of 1,000 points, so there is no need to take risks. In their decent system, Lifa is a purely attacking spell, and most evil things are afraid of Lifa's domineering, so using Lifa to subdue demons and demons has a miraculous effect. The founders were Wang Wenqing and Lin Lingsu of the Shenxiao school, and they were taught by the Shenxiao and Qingwei schools, as well as the Donghua, Tianqin, and Zhengyi schools. Its methods are mainly contained in books such as Dao Fa Wei Yuan, Qingwei Danju, and Fa High Legacy Pearl. Lei Fa integrates inner alchemy and talisman spells. It not only talks about the cultivation of inner alchemy, the preservation of spirits, and inner alchemy, but also the method of praying, fasting, and talisman spells. For this purpose, the use of talisman spells is used. Its ideological basis is the theory of induction between heaven and man, which holds that the human body is a small world, and each part of the human body corresponds to the big world. Based on the idea of human beings, Lifa Taoist priests not only imagined that the human spirit can sense the heaven and earth and affect nature, but also further imagined that it can dominate the wind and thunder in the world. Created with your own cunning qigong. Calling the wind and calling the rain, turning the river and the sea, seems to be in the middle of the guide. Under the advocacy of many Taoist sects, lay fa prevails in the world. It once ranked first in all methods and became the highest representative of Taoist magic. Crap. This old man is too underestimated. If it wasn't for me, you'd be cold tonight. Bai Su is rushing forward with the adventurous team. He did not expect this Taoist priest to be so impatient. It is not a wise move to rashly provoke a traveler with a system. Since the other party dares to carry out large-scale activities here, Blood Matsuri definitely have a certain grasp. If you don't even understand this point, I'm afraid it won't be favored by the system. Gia, there are really a lot of guests tonight. My subordinates just lack the materials for refining zombies. I didn't expect a celestial master to come to the doors so soon, just to experiment with you. Shu Chao woke up from the state of meditation. His eyes were still stained with a terrifying blood-colored light. Just now, the Blood Matsuri had been completed. Now his skills have improved greatly, not to mention a Dragon Tiger Mountain Heavenly Master is his opponent. Rafa, I can do this too, it's not difficult. The technique of Yin 5 Thunders. With a wave of his hand, black water appeared from the ground, transformed into thunderbolts and struck the Tianchi of Longhu Mountain. His spellcasting speed was too fast, there was no hand seal at all, and he did not mobilize the vitality of heaven and earth. The strange Yin the 5 Thunders directly interrupted the Celestial Master's spellcasting, and the bombardment of hundreds of thunders in a row caused the Celestial Master to quickly lose his trace. Damn it! If you didn't control your power, you wasted a good material. He frowned slightly. After this promotion, his strength has improved a lot. He has not yet adapted to it. The attack just now was one of his trump cards. Wah, what kind of trick is this? It feels so weird. I don't know if I can stop it. Zhe Xiaolun was startled and could not help shrinking his neck. This time the mission was to kill the extraterrestrial demon. What is an extraterrestrial demon? This name is not very easy to provoke. I didn't expect someone to become a foreshadowing so quickly. The strength of the Dragon Tiger Mountain Celestial Master just now is obvious to all, at least much stronger than Butterfly Endur and Tony Steck. I didn't expect it to cool down so quickly. System, what do you think of this guy's strength? Bai Su was very calm and began to communicate with the system. With a wave of his hand, the Dragon Tiger Mountain Heavenly Master, who had disappeared, reappeared in the woods where Uncle Ying was. Although he suffered some injuries, it was not a serious problem. The Celestial Master helped him test the strength of the Traverser, and it was a bit of credit, so he helped him when he saw it. According to the current performance, it should be a first-order high-level combat power, but the opponent did not use all his strength. Maybe there is a special method that can quickly and extremely high-level strength. Please be careful with the host. The system's answer is still very pertinent. The lion fights the rabbit, and he does his best. A guy with a system like this has unlimited potential. Once he gets into trouble, he will never die. No one knows whether the other party will refine a corpse god and run to the Hokage world to make trouble. Originally, he wanted the players to practice with the boss, so that they could earn more points. He also took a look at the progress of the players. Now, it seems that he would let the players participate in the battle in the center of Renjia town, and there may be attrition. It's up to him to play this time. Tony, how about handing over this boss to you? In this special task, it supports individual monster spawning. If you can do it, you can get 10,000 points alone, and 10,000 points can be exchanged for too many things. Quote. Bai Su patted Tony on the shoulder and told him half-jokingly. This former Marvel playboy, who often made him unable to get off the stage in the chat group, had to beat him this time. The group leader, don't be kidding. How can I beat the boss alone? Only you who are wise and martial can do such a godly move. You are the light in my heart, and my admiration for you is like an endless surging river, and like the flood of the Yellow River, out of control. You are the dragon among men, the phoenix among beasts, the king of beasts. It was you who made me rekindle the fire of hope, and it was you who saved my heart from the cold. Tony Stark's feet were soft and he almost fell to the ground. He was asked to fight the alien demon alone. This is definitely a public revenge. He has just finished the first generation of mecha. Usually, he can bully robbers, but right for extraterrestrial demons, they don't even have the qualifications to be an opponent. And Izumi Sagiri, please don't be a dog, okay? Chase 10 school beauties this year. Please don't be a dog, okay? Mrs. Guo, please don't be a dog, okay? ... The big guys in the group were disgusted by Tony's enthusiastic confession. This guy is too good at seeing the wind. Jie Xiaolun compared Tony and himself, and found that he is 10 people who add up to no one's eloquence. Okay, no kidding, you go to clean up the ordinary zombies in Renjia town, including the flying zombie. As for the extraterrestrial demon, leave it to me to deal with. Bai Su smiled and shook his head. Tony was too quick to react, so he was really not good at making things difficult for him. After all, there are so many big guys watching. After assigning the task, his figure slowly rose, striding in the air, and soon approached the center of Renjia town. He can already see Xu Chao's face. At first glance, it looks ordinary, the kind of person who can't be recognized in the crowd, but after a few more glances, he will find the cold temperament of the other party, like a waiter waiting for an opportunity. And the moving poisonous snake, the eyes make people feel very uncomfortable. Warning, warning, the system is aware of abnormal forces invading this world, and the opponent's strength is likely to exceed the second order, please be careful. At this moment, Xu Chao's strongest zombie system started to call the police. Although Bai Su didn't do anything, his aura was definitely not something that ordinary practitioners could possess. It vaguely senses the existence of the same kind, and there are battles between systems, which can kill each other and devour each other. Bai Su came here according to the guidance of the system. There is no hatred between the two sides, but once they meet, they will never die. Oh, another traveler. It's interesting. No wonder I saw that Whitebeard from the world of One Piece. King of Pirates will follow you. And Butterfly Ninja. Ha ha ha. I am very happy. I will reward you with one. The perfect way to die. An arrogant smile appeared on Xu Chao's face. Since he had the system, he has challenged a level more than once. Because he is not fighting alone, he has obtained a powerful and loyal zombie, the two of them combined. The strength is not as simple as 1 + 1. System, give me the remaining points to strengthen the body of this flying stiff. I want to see how tough this newcomer is. He was ruthless in his heart, used up all the points, and made a desperate attempt to die and then live. Enhancing. A total of 3,556 points. Congratulations on your strength level improvement. The system quickly used more than 3,000 points to upgrade the Flying Dead, and Xu Chao also got a lot of benefits. Now his strength has exceeded the second order. Whoa! The powerful force made Fei Zong instinctively roar up to the sky. There was a full moon hanging in the sky, and the little stars were gradually attracted and began to strengthen its body. Chapter 97 7-Star Mission. The Corpse King Xiaoyu. The blood of all the creatures in Renjia town has provided a king. If no one stops him, the world will be turned upside down. Longhushan Tianchi was meditating to heal his wounds. After hearing this strange whistling sound, the wound burst open again, and a mouthful of blood was sprayed on the ground. He still doesn't understand how he survived, he just thought that there was a high-ranking person who was born. People help in the dark. A corpse king is definitely not the opponent of the group leader. I'm afraid that the extraterritorial demons have other means. But the group leader's skills are shocking and there will be absolutely no problem. Lin Zhengying said to herself while taking care of Wen Kai. Although he did not participate in the war on the top, he also felt the mighty power of Bai Su in the live broadcast room, which would destroy the existence of Marine headquarters with one blow. Longhushan Tianchi is so respectful. After all, this level of combat power can catch a lot of war at the top. Who is the leader of the group you're talking about? He has such tyrannical strength. Could he be a master from a certain cave? When the Dragon Tiger Mountain Tianchi heard these words, he didn't care about healing and asked in surprise. Lin Junying, I'm talking about Master Bai Su, the one the Tianchi called the yellow-haired boy just now. This, how is it possible? The heavenly master of Longhu Mountain looked sluggish. He thought that this Maoshan disciple was making fun of him, but when he looked up, he saw a young man rising up against the sky, stepping on the void, purple energy coming from the east, with the image of swallowing the heaven and the earth. He couldn't help but sigh. Heroes really come out as teenagers. In the center of Renjia town, Shu Chao's strongest zombie system kept testing Bai Su, and finally made a judgment. The level of the opponent's system has been analyzed. Calculating. Ding! Congratulations to the host for getting the 7-star quest, Slaughter God. Mission objective: kill the Traverser Bai Su and devour the opponent's system. Mission reward: 100,000 points. Failure penalty: none. Shu Chao saw the mission released by the system, his eyes shone with terrifying light, and blood-colored demonic flames couldn't stop rising from his body. System, shouldn't you be playing with me? How can you change your attitude so much when you are always stingy? Can you get 100,000 points in one go? Don't worry, dear host, as long as you can kill Bai Su and capture the opponent's system, leave it to me. 100,000 points will definitely be given, and there may even be extra rewards. The female voice is very gentle, like coaxing a child to take medicine. It calculates that as long as it can devour Bai Su's system, it can achieve a huge evolution. Usually, the tasks it releases to Shu Chao are 2-star and 3-star tasks. Z mentioned 7 stars. Yo, you can even say honorifics. It turns out that you have a day to bow your head. I've taken over this task, let's wait and see the show. Since Shu Chao obtained the strongest zombie system, this is the first time he has seen such a generous dog system. 100,000 points. 30 million Blood Matsuri people won't be able to get so much income, as long as he kills the rookie in front of him. Kill God. Are you even a young bird worthy of being a god? Kneel down and be my slave, maybe I can consider giving you a way to live. He didn't feel much threat from Bai Su. Before, he learned from the system that some lucky people got the system after crossing over, but he thinks that he is different from these people. He was a serial killer before crossing, even if in a civilized society, he also maintains the habits of hunters, so he dares to engage in blood matsuri in Renjia town. God. Bai Su quickly realized that the god in the other party's mouth was not referring to him, and the system he had. There are many ways to become stronger. Do you have to be like this? Originally, he thought that the two of them were just pawns, but looking at Ren Jiajun after being slain by Matsuri, not a single person was left alive. There were countless figures wailing in the grievances soaring to the sky, and he couldn't help but feel disgusted. Humph! What do you know? In this world, the king and the loser are defeated. Only the victors can write history. Look at the emperors in the world. When the emperor is angry, he has a million corpses. I think you don't understand the meaning of the system at all, so give it to me obediently. Otherwise, when you meet someone with a worse temper, you might not even be able to save your life. A gloomy smile appeared on Shu Chao's face. He felt that he was really going to get lucky. The other party had a superb system, but he didn't know how to use it. Died inexplicably. This is the experience of his previous life. After committing the crime, he was not able to escape the pursuit successfully every time. Once he was trapped in an abandoned factory building, and a soldier king in his 20s forced him into a desperate situation. It's so sharp that it can even kick the steel bar as thick as the thumb. In the end, only one of the two survived. He broke through the other's psychological defense line and won the victory with trickery. How much do you know about the system? I actually want to know, how many other beings like you and me are there? Bai Su finally heard the topic he was interested in. In fact, he and Shu Chao had a lot in common. For example, they were both transmigrators and both had the blessing of fate, but the systems could swallow each other, which made him have some bad associations. Although he will not accept or be punished for this mission, it is impossible to guarantee that no one will cross the Hokage world to target him in the future. This question, I'll tell you after we've dealt with it. I don't think you will hand over the system obediently. Why don't I abolish you first, and then let you taste the taste of corpse poison refining? Shu Chao sneered. He had already said too much nonsense. He didn't want to linger any longer. After killing Bai Su, his strength would increase at a rocket-like speed, and he would own the whole world. The fairies in the sky will also crawl under his feet. Are you so impatient? Hey, the ordinary zombies in Renjia town will be cleaned up by you. The speed is faster. The personal completion rate is linked to the reward. Bai Su shook his head. This guy is too impatient. The other party has second-order strength. It is too risky to hand over to the other members of the adventure team, so let's deal with it yourself. As for the issue of points distribution, it is only up to the team members to work hard. If the individual contribution is too low, there will not be many points awarded. Breath of insects and dance of butterflies, teasing. At this moment, Butterfly Ninja moved instantly. She was like a flying butterfly, moving around the zombie army like a butterfly, using a lighter force to instantly perform 5 consecutive thrusts, cutting through the zombie's skin. Chapter 98 Drought. This damage was originally unable to destroy zombies, but with the outbreak of toxins, the scratched zombies fell to the ground one by one. Her strength was too small to cut off the necks of ghosts and zombies, but Grandmaster Toxins she has created a unique breath of insects, and together they have the strength of Jinchuiki column. For the sake of points, I also fought. Shut up. Brain hack. Jie Shaolun chose a big one for himself. He shouted loudly, and the power of the ruling initially appeared, which directly prevented the flying stiff from making any sound, and even fell from the sky. As the power of the Silver River, he will have the strength of the main god in the future. For opponents whose strength is far lower than his own, he can directly start the adjudication process and chop the enemy into atomic-level fragments. Wow, a zombie is worth 20 points. I've wrapped up this piece. Tony Stark is wearing a steel battle suit, constantly harvesting points with laser cannons. Sometimes the points jump up at a speed of 15 or 20, which makes him very happy. You must know that he has a steel battle suit in the chat group. No one cares if I sell 50 points here. I only sold one set, and I bought it with the cute girl Izumi Sagiri. When there are more bosses in the group in the future, he probably has no sense of existence. It is better to be self-reliant from now on, and at least mix in the chat group with middle-level strength in the future, otherwise he will not even have the confidence to chat with the bosses. What? Master Bai Su, thank you for inviting someone to cure the stubborn disease. This punches my thank you. Since the awakening of Junjun Fruit, Whitebeard made his first full shot, but instead of competing for points with the team members, he regarded Shu Chao, the alien demon, as his opponent. The light of the firefly also dares to fight for the glory of the bright moon. Shu Chao didn't take Whitebeard seriously at all. He obtained the strongest zombie system, but he was not a crispy mage type. His physical quality would be improved according to the zombie realm of his subordinates. Now that this flying stiff is invulnerable to water and fire, as strong as gold and iron, how can it be afraid of shaking the fruit? Boom! A terrifying electric arc appeared from Shu Chao's body, and he was thrown back dozens of meters by Whitebeard's punch, smashing Ren Fu into the opposite direction. Is this the ability to shake the fruit? No, your fruit has awakened. When did it happen? A burst of smoke cleared, and Shu Chao climbed out of the pothole on the ground. Although he was not injured, he was still shocked by Whitebeard's seismic ability. Just now, even the space was almost shattered. If the strength was stronger, even if his physical strength reaches the second order, it will be in danger. Damn you! He felt that his face was a little overwhelmed, and he was almost injured by one of the opponent's subordinates. The next second, he appeared on top of Whitebeard's head without warning, and landed with the momentum of a mountain. Although Whitebeard is powerful, to be honest, his physical strength is not that high, otherwise he would not be injured by mere bullets. If this blow is really suffered, I am afraid it is not as simple as a serious injury. Boom. At this moment, Baisu finally moved. He took a step forward. An invisible wave spread a distance of 10,000 meters with him as the center. All the wandering corpses within this range turned into powder, and completely disappeared into this space. All the black evil clouds dissipated, and a bright moon hung in the sky, which looked quite dreamy. Conqueror Haki. Kun is in the world. The heavens are easy. With the body of a mortal, standing shoulder to shoulder with the gods, I have to say that the group leader's appearance is similar to what I imagined. The big shot is really extraordinary. I give 106 points. 6 more points are not afraid of his pride. Mrs. Guo, the leader of the group, is brilliant and talented, and he has achieved such achievements at a young age. It is probably rare to find such a handsome man in the world. And Izumi Sagiri, brother group leader, kill that extraterritorial demon, haha. The system is in disorder. Incomprehensible. Warn. The mission is changed, please leave the host immediately, get rid of the traversers, and reward 30,000 points. Shu Chao was stunned by the sound of reminders one after another in his mind. He couldn't understand what it meant. As long as you can survive, you will be given 30,000 points. Is this deduction system exhausted today? Your strength has reached tier 3. He is not a stupid person, and he quickly figured out the reason. The other party came with his hands tied and seemed to be full of weaknesses, but his intuition told him that if he dared to do it, he would surely die. Unexpectedly, the other party pretended to be a pig to eat a tiger, and even hidden his strength. Tier 3. That's it. I haven't really played with anyone for a long time. I hope you can play with me for a longer time. Baisus' eyes were filled with indifference. At this moment, he seemed to be the only ruler of this world, and his big hands were transformed into a cage that imprisoned the world. Shu Chao flew out desperately, but found himself becoming smaller and smaller. Again. System, save me. He shouted frantically in his heart. His strength is very strong, but there is a difference between the second and third orders. Is this the 7-star mission? The dog system really made him miserable. Ding! In response to the crisis that the host is currently encountering, the forbidden symbol in the mall is recommended. The price is 5,000 points. The system can lend it to the host first, and it needs to be doubled back within 1 month. I agree. Isn't it just slaughtering a few more towns? Hurry up for me. Ding! The loan agreement has come into effect, and the forbidden symbol has been served. ... This dialogue took place between Lightning and Flint. The strongest zombie system embodies the essence of profiteers, and quietly swindled the host Shu Chao for 10,000 points. It has an obsession with points and does not know what its purpose is. From this point of view, Shu Chao is a part-time worker at best, and if it is not useful, he will be abandoned by the system at any time. Shu Chao's appearance changed drastically. Kiba exposed more than 2 feet, roared wildly, and transparent figures flew towards the sky, and finally submerged into his big mouth. A forbidden talisman cost him 10,000 points. He was really crazy. His eyes became bloody yuhi, and after swallowing 1,000 souls, his breath began to skyrocket. With him at the center, the vegetation was all over the place. It started to turn yellow and lost its vitality. Oh my god! The drought has come to the world. The world is in chaos. Group Master, if this continues, the extraterrestrial demon will become the legendary drought. If there is no legendary fairy god, no one will be able to cure it. Poetry, Taiga, Yunnan, the drought is cruel, and it is like burning. Lin Zhengying's heart was full of bitterness. A heaven-defying evil creature like the scorpion must be born under extremely harsh conditions. But the extraterrestrial demons did not know what method they used, so they simply omitted thousands of years of hard work and compressed the evolution process to just a few minutes. Chapter 99 Recycling is successful. Can't you let me live? When I-kun comes to the world, there will definitely be something in return. Xu Chao felt the power of physical terror, regained self-confidence, and began to bargain with Bai Su. He was really unwilling to go to a dead end. He had obtained the system for less than 3 months, and Bai Su was just a little bit luckier than him. Just have enough time. Yes, I don't like killing people. As long as you unbind the strongest zombie system by yourself, I can let you go. Bai Su nodded. The most valuable thing was the system. Xu Chao himself had no value to him, and there was no difference between killing and not killing. Of course, they won't just bypass this guy so easily. They can't come here and let a devil make waves in Uncle Ying's world, and they have to take back the opponent's abilities. You are delusional. This is more cruel than killing me. We have similar fates, can't we cooperate? We are together, Kun is in the whole dimensional world. Xu Chao's voice was full of bewitchment, and even the members of the adventure team felt a sense of dizziness, but did not notice that the other party was approaching Bai Su step by step. At this time, Bai Su suddenly raised a finger and said a word to Xu Chao, "Sure." This is, what kind of witchcraft? Xu Chao felt that he was instantly deprived of the control of his body, unable to go, let alone retreat. His pupils kept dilating. This feeling of being slaughtered by others was terrifying. He could gain power through the system, but in essence it did not exceed physical. He felt that Bai Su's move was similar to Dao, and it might be more reasonable to call it sage art. In fact, Bai Su doesn't know how to fix the body. Just now, he used a fragment of the law of time to reduce Xu Chao's time to 0 indefinitely. This kind of move only has obvious effects on those whose strength is lower than himself. So stubborn, what's the use of you? Kun Wang is angry. There are no clouds in 1,000 miles. Bai Su's words are still bright. The golden light illuminates the entire Renjia town, and the evil spirit is gone. He has already given the other party a chance, but it is a pity not to be cherished. Xu Chao started to get hairy. He had a bad premonition. He couldn't dodge the opponent's next attack. After using the forbidden talisman, his body was greatly strengthened, but he couldn't guarantee that he could block the opponent's attack. Bai Su, you are so cruel. You only pity all beings in the world, why don't you pity me? I'm just an ordinary transmigrator, what's wrong with me? Don't push me too hard. The big deal is that I will explode the system, and everyone will die together. As soon as his words fell, a nice electronic female voice sounded in his mind again, and he was almost out of anger after listening to it. Ding! Hello, the contract between the strongest zombie system and you has expired, and it is automatically unbinding, 30%, 50%, 100%. Unbinding is successful, I wish you a happy life. System, your uncle, do you think you can run away on your own? Without me, you are just a piece of junk, save me. Xu Chao is completely crazy. He has experienced this kind of situation once, but people can't be lucky every time, and luck will always run out. Ripple, over the entire Renjia town, which was produced after the space was torn apart, and Xu Chao's physical strength had already very pervert, but under the force of space tearing, it still shattered into countless pieces, and the mountain wind blew and disappeared. Ding! The recovery of the strongest zombie system is successful. Congratulations to the host for completing the special, and earning 10,000 points. All other team members meet the minimum contribution requirements, and each person will receive a reward of 1,000 points. Recycling was successful. Although he doesn't know what recycling means to his system, he feels that the system has become a little different, and it seems to be more complete. The group members did not respond for a long time, and such a powerful opponent disappeared in the flash of lightning. The difficulty of these two group missions was very high, but with Bai Su leading the team, the others were basically mixed points in the past. Tear space. Master Bai Su is really a genius, to have developed the Junjun fruit to this extent in a short period of time. If I can achieve half of what he has shown in my lifetime, it will not be a waste of my life. Whitebeard sighed for a while. If it wasn't for Bai Su's shot just now, he might have been knocked out by Xu Chao in seconds. I am afraid that only Zhe Xiaolun in the adventure team can take Xu Chao's blow, but Zhe Xiaolun has not been able to develop super genes yet. Strength, empty defense, insufficient attack. This is the end of it. Come on and get 1,000 points for a Chan, I'm really embarrassed. If Brother Bai leads the team next time, why don't I give the opportunity to the girls in the group? Sengoku a headbutt, but this time it was a good one. It didn't cause much damage even though he gave Feizong a brain crack. 1,000 points, where did I get enlightenment or use the Tao Furnace function? Have you tried the Tao Furnace? Is the chance of success high? Tony saw 1,000 points in his account all of a sudden, and he felt happier than earning $10 million. Now the problem comes again. His power depends on the mecha, and he is only a mortal. Even if he uses enlightenment, what is the use of function? Jie Shaolun wants to give up the opportunity. Be careful that the big guys in the group surpass you. Ordinary zombies are easy to deal with, but this time the power of the extraterritorial demons exceeds the group members by too much. If there is no protection from Master Bai Su, I really don't know what's going to happen. Butterfly breathed a sigh of relief, and a happy smile appeared on her face. As a girl, she has not had a real smile of her own for a long time. For so many years, she has always remembered the hatred of her family. After so long, she finally met the dawn. But she encountered the same troubles as Tony. Should she use the Tao Enlightenment function to strengthen her realm, or use the Avenue Furnace to improve weapons and exercises? Tony, your physical fitness is too poor. Spend your points to collect a set of basic exercises from the big guys in the group. The opponents we will encounter in the future will become stronger and stronger. How can we do it with armor alone? For example, Jie Shaolun, an indestructible body, whose lifespan is measured in eternal. As long as he awakens the super gene, he doesn't need to maintain biological skills, and he can survive only by charging from the sun. As for the Avenue Furnace system, I can only tell you that this function has a failure rate. If it fails, it is equal to 0. 1,000 points are lost, and you can make your own decisions. When Bai Su said this, he couldn't help thinking of the situation he encountered when he used the Tao Furnace function. But in the end, I received the quest of the Great Emperor Karma, the half-mirror burial in the void, and I also obtained the half-step void emperor scripture. Cultivation. I really don't know if I have talent in this area. I'm so old, is it really suitable to practice again? Tony hesitated for a long time, but still couldn't make up his mind. When he was young, he traveled around the world and learned that Kung Fu should be practiced from an early age. At his age, according to the rules, he should retire after a few years of work. Is he still struggling? I have the basic cultivation techniques here. Tony, it's better to stay here for a few days. If you don't understand anything, just ask me. There are so many big guys in our group, and we can definitely teach you. Lin Jungying finally breathed a sigh of relief after seeing that Renjajun's evil spirits were completely emptied. Although he did not participate in the battle this time, he also received 1,000 points for triggering special tasks. How much strength you increase, maybe you can reach the level of the Dragon Tiger Mountain Heavenly Master. This is not a big problem. Before the group mission starts, you will get 2 boundary-breaking talismans every day. There is no time limit for using it. You can stay here with Uncle Ying and experience the mystery of Taoism. Bai Su smiled. He had already retreated from the state just now and returned to his natural appearance. If he kept talking to the group members in that state, it is estimated that no one would be able to withstand that momentum. Everyone, please come with me. The humble house is a little rough, but it's fate that everyone can get together. It's just a matter of crossing this hill. It's not a problem with everyone's foot strength. Under the treatment of butterfly forbearance, Wen Kai had woken up and was able to walk by himself. Lin Jungying greeted him immediately and took everyone to a small courtyard, which was well managed. Mrs. Guo, you guys have worked hard. Here are a few dishes I made. Please try them. There are still 30 years of aging, and the special mission is a big victory, which is worth celebrating. Ding! Mrs. Guo rewarded the beggar chicken. Wash and peel the chicken's internal organs, but don't pluck the hair. Wrap the chicken with water and a lump of mud, and bake it for a while. Falling with the mud, the chicken is white and tender, with a strong aroma. Ding! Mrs. Guo rewarded the roasted cabbage. The cabbage only picks the heart of the cabbage, and stir-fries it with chicken oil and the end of duck feet, which has a unique taste. Ding! Mrs. Guo rewarded the three friends of Suihan. A side dish made of pine nuts, bamboo fungus and sour plum, suitable for appetizers before meals. Ding! Mrs. Guo rewarded the stewed chicken with mushrooms. Made with fresh wild mushrooms and pheasants, and the secret Chan ingredients, stewed in a crock pot, it melts in your mouth and has an endless aftertaste. It is absolutely delicious with wide noodles and grilled steaks. Ding! Mrs. Guo rewarded the roasted rabbit. Ding! Mrs. Guo rewarded the roast beef. Ding! Mrs. Guo rewarded the flour fish. Ding! Mrs. Guo rewarded the clam meat. Ding! Mrs. Guo rewarded the roast leg of lamb. Chapter 100 Snake People Ceremony. When Uncle Ying's world was lively, Huangrong came to the kitchen overnight and cooked a table of good dishes. This woman is very smart and knows how to please people. It was because of her cooking skills that Hong Qigong taught Guo Jing to conquer the dragon 8 palms. And Izumi Sagiri, isn't it? Is there such a benefit for participating in group missions? I want to eat it so much, I am drooling. With the body of a mortal, standing shoulder to shoulder with gods, you can buy 2 world-breaking talismans over here. Little rich lady, just let the group owner reimburse you for this money at a Izumi Shabu. Tony still remembers how generous he was with Izumi Sagiri. His first business in the group was to buy a steel armor with Izumi Sagiri, which was quite generous. And Izumi Sagiri, Tony, you are not good, I will let the group master fight your Austria. With the body of a mortal, stand shoulder to shoulder with gods. With the body of a mortal, standing shoulder to shoulder with gods. Tony didn't expect that he would be attacked by a cute girl, the key point is that he didn't dare to refute, after all, the group owner is really by his side. Mrs. Guo, sister, I'll make one for you. Tell my sister what you want to eat. Huangrong has been chatting with Izumi Sagiri very well, but this time, she was in a hurry to prepare a table of dishes, and did not reserve it for the other bosses in the group. And Izumi Sagiri, really? I don't know why, but when I see Tony, I think of the big pig's trotter. Sister Huangrong, can you give me a Yuhi roast pig's trotter? Mrs. Guo, no problem. With the body of a mortal, standing shoulder to shoulder with gods. Bai Su, Mrs. Guo has worked hard. Madame Guo's cooking skills are outstanding. In the future, everyone will help each other. If you have any difficulties, you can bring them up and solve them together. A toast to Mrs. Guo. Chase 10 school beauties this year. Respect Mrs. Guo. The strongest man in the world. Respect Mrs. Guo. Butterfly house owner. Respect Mrs. Guo. Uncle Ying, to Madame Guo. ... Heroes, please. Huangrong raised a glass of wine and drank it all in one gulp. She showed the temperament of a heroine on her body. The name of this wine is Zhu Yeqing. The wine has a mellow aroma and a refreshing taste. When the western poison Ouyang Feng invaded Peach Blossom Island, Zhu Yeqing was among the poisonous snakes he brought. Brewed into a rare wine in the world. Ma'am, who are you toasting to? You made a table of dishes just now, and all of them disappeared like a trick. Could it be a technique passed down in the land of the South Seas? Guo Jing's face was blank for a while. When did his wife do a trick? In the past few years, they have been living in seclusion on Peach Blossom Island, and they have not had contact with outsiders at all. Could it be that Huangrong learned from others when he was wandering around the world? I had never heard Mrs. mentioned before. He knew that his wife was different and had her own reasons for doing things, and generally would not ask about it, but today's situation is too abnormal. Husband Kun, I have met a group of very powerful people, all of them with magic skills. I think that after spending a long time with them, I can also acquire all kinds of incredible abilities. A playful smile appeared on the corner of Huangrong's mouth. Now she is only just an adult. Her face is like a peach blossom and her chest is slightly exposed. In terms of temperament, she will not be significantly inferior to anyone in the entire chat group. Ow, how powerful is it? Could it be that the success is still higher than that of the old gang leader Hong? Guo Jing's expression froze. After Hong Qigong taught him how to subdue the dragon and 18 palms, he traveled around the world again. It has been a long time since the old man's letter. If Ronger met some similar old monsters, she might be able to inquire about the old man. Whereabouts? Hong Qigong, nicknamed Northern Beggar, is one of the 5 wonders in the world. His official apprentices are only Guo Jing and Huang Rong, but he has spent time spreading martial arts to Mu Nianxi and Yangguo. Of the beggar gang, he is just and witty. He is greedy by nature. Daodu respects him very much and has all the advantages that a decent person should have. The biggest enemy in his life is Wu Yangfeng, the Western Poison, who is also one of the 5 elites. He has been plotted many times by him and almost lost his life. In his later years, he competed with Wu Yangfeng in Washan. After Wu Yangfeng regained his memory, the two laughed and hugged each other and died. Because of his gluttony, he cut off his right index finger, but he could not change his gluttonous nature. He has tasted all the delicious food in the world, so he has the ability to know every dish that Huang Rong makes. He can easily say every dish that Huang Rong makes. Out the raw materials. During his tenure, the beggar gang was divided into clean clothes faction and dirty clothes faction, and they quarreled endlessly with each other. In order to quell the disputes between the two factions, it was decided to wear dirty clothes 1 year and clean clothes 1 year. It is replaced every year, and the problem has not been completely solved from beginning to end. In order to make Qigong accept her and Guo Jing as apprentices, she made many famous dishes with her superb cooking skills, and won the favor of Qigong. Hong Qigong likes Guo Jing's simplicity and honesty, and prefers Huang Rong's intelligence and intelligence. Delicious cooking, and taught Guo Jing the 15th of the 18 palms for subduing the dragon, which is a masterpiece in his life. Huang Rong also has the ability to travel freely. How can I describe it to you? The martial arts of these people I know are definitely not under the masters. Some can fly across the sky, some can move mountains to fill the sea, and some are so hard that they can't even cut through swords. Huang Rong was afraid that her husband Kun would not be able to accept these things, so she deliberately said it vaguely. Bai Su could tear apart the space with a random punch. Kun is in the world, the heavens are easy to change. This has far exceeded the limit of the vulture world. Lingkong Faidu, does it mean that the Qinggong is powerful, moving mountains to fill the sea? This description is a bit exaggerated. Although the 18 dragon subduing palms can move 10,000 caddies of large rocks, it is not far from moving mountains. Half an hour. Guo Jing's current skill has been increasing surprisingly every year. Although his martial arts qualifications are poor, if he wants to become a top master, it is not enough to have qualifications alone. The most important thing is to have perseverance and perseverance. In terms of perseverance, he is almost unmatched. When Hong Qigong taught him back then, many of them considered him poor in aptitude, but as time passed, Hong Qigong realized that he had found a treasure by accident. Oh, it's almost there. Brother Jing, you don't have to worry about this, I'll just do it myself. It's getting late, you should rest early. Although Huang Rong was clever and eccentric, she couldn't bear to look forward to her husband Kun. She just kept urging Guo Jing to go to bed. Guo Jing was obedient. She turned her head and forgot about it, and went back to her room to start meditating. Practice. By the way, why didn't Tokisaki Kurumi and Medusa come for this mission? Have you contacted them these days? Bai Su didn't forget the sick girl in Tiangong City. He was all ready during this time. He didn't expect that the other party would not come to pester him. In addition, Medusa was quite active in the group chat, and it seemed that it took several days. No more bubbling. Chasing 10 school beauties this year. I've been busy practicing how to fly with those black wings these days, and I really don't have a kung fu water group. Today, I glanced at the chat group on a whim, and found that the adventure team was recruiting people and signed up. Butterfly house owner, Sagiri and Izumi are the best in our group. I guess she will chat with Kurumi and Medusa privately. Butterfly Ninja and Izumi Sagiri have chatted many times, and know that this girl is more lecherous than boys. Tokusaki Kurumi and Medusa are two beauties with different styles. As an erotic comic teacher, she will definitely be interested. And Izumi Sagiri. No. I've been debugging the mecha that Tony sold me these days, and I'm 2 chapters behind on the manuscript. I really haven't found out that the two of them have dived. Really? Maybe it's really busy. Baisu blinked. The big guys in the chat group were all burdened with their own destiny. Tokusaki Kurumi was used and framed by others. Not only did he become an elf, but he also killed his friend by mistake, and his character was completely blackened. And Medusa saw the future of her sister in the memory copy uploaded by Baisu. The future will change the future. She is working hard, hoping to break through the original realm. Gamma Empire, Tager Desert. This desert is the territory of the Serpent tribe. Human beings are forbidden to enter the hinterland, otherwise even the strong Duong will be in danger of falling. Elder, there are still several months before the Queen's enthronement ceremony. Why did the Great Matsuri Division hold the ceremony in advance? In a splendid palace, a woman, Sakura Chung, even spoke out against the big Matsuri. She was born with a cool and beautiful appearance, a charming figure, and a long purple tail. She was born with a luxurious queen style. Sister. Beside her, there was a woman who looked exactly like her. She was also very charming, but her sister's tail was cyan, and her temperament looked more well-behaved and weaker. The clan rules are like this. It's not my intention. The snake people have not been guided by Queen Medusa for too long. The people have been hunted and killed by the human race. Do you have the heart to watch them die? Big Matsuri's voice sounded extremely old, and he was wearing a grimace mask, so he couldn't see his true face. Since the fall of the last Queen Medusa, the snake people have been handed over to him to manage. After decades, this person has a huge power in the Tager Desert. Medusa was about to say something, but was stopped by her sister. I didn't expect that the one who should come is still here. 3 days later, the ceremony was held as scheduled. The 4 elders went out one after another, standing on the high platform with the big Matsuri, looking down at the sisters in the formation. A powerful formation has been set up here, and even the strong Duhuang might not be able to escape. Zhang is still old and hot. It seems that they have already planned for a rainy day. Each generation of Medusa queens of the snake people came to the world from eggs, but you are identical twins, and the clan rules cannot be broken. There can only be one Medusa queen in the snake people. Kill each other, and the one who survives is the queen.